site is experiencing multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated. The site is experiencing multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated. The site is experiencing multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated. is experiencing multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated.
Mankind in its present state has been around for 250,000 years, yet only the last 4,000 have been of any significance. So what did we do for nearly 250,000 years? We huddled in caves and around small fires, fearful of the things that we didn't understand. It was more than explaining why the sun came up. It was the mystery of enormous birds with the heads of men and rocks that came to life. So we called them gods and demons, begged them to spare us and prayed for salvation. In time, their numbers dwindled and ours rose. The world began to make more sense. But there were fewer things to fear, yet the unexplained can never truly go away, as if the universe demands the absurd and impossible. Mankind must not go back to hiding in fear. No one else will protect us, and we must stand up for ourselves. While the rest of mankind dwells in the light, we must stand in the darkness to fight it, contain it, and shield it from the eyes of the public, so that others may live in a sane and normal world. We secure, we contain, we protect. The Administrator. Welcome to Vorpal Tales, where we replay terrifying tales and awesome adventures every day of the week, most days twice a day. You can check out our full schedule on our website, vorpaltales.com, or you can get our calendar. Recaps of other current shows, lots of spooky ones this time of year. Information about all of us, and then access to our archives on YouTube at youtube.com/c/vorpaltales, as well as our Patreon and our Ko-Fi. Make sure you subscribe on Twitch and follow on Twitch and subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube to help us keep all these awesome things going. Special thanks tonight to Roll20 for our virtual tabletop, and to Ghost Stories Incorporated, SCP Containment Breach, make sure I get the right game, and myself for some of the awesome music you're hearing here, as well as Somnium music. Agents, wayward civilians, and D-class personnel, please tell everyone who you are and a little bit about yourself, because you don't have characters yet, so you can't tell them about that. First, we're going to start with Great Cthulhu.
Hello, I'm Great Cthulhu, also known as Aaron in some places. Yeah, I've been RPing for like 20 plus years, so here I am playing another awesome horror game.
Excellent. Next, let's have Puppy Lover.
Hi, I'm Kay, also known at times as Puppy Lover. I use she, her pronouns. I've been role-playing on and off for the last 8 or so years, really intently through streaming since the start of the Backstreet Boys reunion tour, where you might have seen me on Gehenna Gaming, Carrying Comfort Studios, Onyx Path, and the like. Very excited to have my first sort of Vorpal debut long-term.
Hell yeah. Next, Zach Rules.
I am Zachary Neldra, he, him. I am Zach Rules, as it's right about here on the Bird app. And the rest of the information is classified.
Next, Sevatar, our resident expert.
Hello, my name is Sevatar. I can be found on the internet pretty much anywhere at Sevatar ____. And I am indeed an SCP fanatic. So if I talk too much about a given subject, please stop me. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm excited to play.
And last but certainly not least, my beautiful fiance, Miss Emo Fox.
Oh, hi. Hi, I'm Savannah. You can find me online at Miss Emo Fox. I am on many shows here in Purple Tales. Tomorrow, Cults and the like. And like he said, I am his fiance.
And I am Eldritch Echoes Online, runner of most horror games on this channel, and the other SCP fanatic. Hint, you can find us both on the SCP Wiki, we just won't tell you who we are. Read them all and figure it out. Okay, now, for the audience, we are using all of the universe building, all of the fluff, and all of the awesome monster entries and GM tools that come with the new SCP the RPG book, but we're not using their mechanics, because we're using our good friend Delta Green's awesome mechanics for this game, so we can share the love a little bit and keep things simple and basic for all our new players who already have to learn about the universe. So, before we dive into mechanics, let's talk about what SCP is a little bit. Mission statement. Operating clandestine and worldwide, the Foundation operates beyond jurisdiction, empowered and entrusted by every major national government with the task of containing anomalous objects, entities, and phenomena. These anomalies pose a significant threat to global security by threatening either physical or psychological harm. The Foundation operates to maintain normalcy so that the worldwide civilian population can live and go on with their daily lives without fear, mistrust, or doubt in their personal beliefs, and to maintain human independence from extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, and other extra-normal influence. The mission of the Foundation is threefold. Secure. The Foundation secures anomalies with the goal of preventing them from falling into the hands of civilian or rival agencies through extensive observation and surveillance, and by acting to intercept such anomalies at the earliest opportunity. Contain. The Foundation contains anomalies with the goal of preventing their influence or effects from spreading by either relocating, concealing, or dismantling such anomalies, or by suppressing or preventing public dissemination of knowledge thereof. And finally, protect. The Foundation protects humanity from the effects of such anomalies, as well as the anomalies themselves, until such time that they are either fully understood or new theories of science can be devised based on their properties and behavior. The Foundation may also neutralize or destroy anomalies as an option of last resort if they are determined to be too dangerous to be contained. The Foundation approaches all things from the point of view of cold, detached science, where the ends justify the means and everything that can be done must be done to protect humanity. Even magic is simply thaumaturgical science. Foundation operations. Foundation covert and clandestine operations are undertaken across the globe in pursuit of their primary missions, using special containment procedures. The Foundation maintains an extensive database of information regarding anomalies requiring special containment procedures, commonly referred to as SCPs. The primary Foundation database, which you can find online, contains summaries of such anomalies and emergency procedures for maintaining or re-establishing safe containment in the case of a containment breach or other event. Anomalies may take many forms, be it an object, an entity, a location, or a freestanding phenomenon. These anomalies are categorized into one of several object classes and are either contained at one of the Foundation's myriad secure facilities, or contained on site if relocation is deemed unfeasible. Operational security. The Foundation operates with the utmost secrecy. All Foundation personnel must observe the security clearance levels as well as need-to-know and compartmentalization of information. Personnel found in violation of Foundation security protocols will be identified, detained, have amnestics applied, and if that fails, will be subject to disciplinary termination. Rival agencies and groups of interest. The Foundation is not the only organization with knowledge of and capability to interact with or utilize anomalies. While some of these groups of interest have similar goals and may cooperate with the Foundation on issues of global security, many more are opportunistic and profit-oriented, seeking to adapt or use anomalies to their own ends. Foundation personnel are instructed to treat individuals from such groups with suspicion at all times, and collaboration with such groups without the explicit prior consent of Foundation leadership will be cause for summary termination or other greater disciplinary action. Unless, of course, you're from the one rival organization that is so unimportant the Foundation doesn't care if you work with them. Looks at Zach's character.
Oof. Can I just chime in with something real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, termination does not mean you get fired. Just wanted to make sure we're all clear on that.
Zach, if you want to do a quick Google to get ahead, you should look up SCP Parawatch, because that's where you're coming from.
Oh, Parawatch.
As our resident conspiracy theorist.
When you
You
said useless
fuckers are out to get me.
organization, when you said useless organization, I thought you meant the FBI.
Global Occult Coalition actually has some use. The SCP tabletop role-playing game is centered around the idea of exploration, survival, and classic role-playing. Here, you will face the unknown in any number of roles. Approaching otherworldly objects and phenomena, or fleeing them, you should run a lot, with curiosity and caution. Given the types of entities you will encounter and the grand variety of mysteries to explore, this RPG lends itself to any kind of adventure. From one-off explorations into unexplored paranormal sites to long character-building adventures, delving into one great mystery, or skimming over a great many stories together while the universe of SCP unfolds. Important note here, the SCP Wiki is vast, immense, and comprehensive, but there is no canon. We can form our own idea of what the SCP universe is as a group as we go along. I have, of course, chosen what I consider to be the true world-ending threats and which one really is SCP-001. But otherwise, nothing you find on that wiki is necessarily true. It's the one fan-based thing where there is no one answer. It's whatever we want it to be. Okay. How many of you have not played Delta Green? Or Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition?
I mean, I've technically never played, but I've run 7th Ed, so
Okay.
I'll raise my hand.
Is 7th Ed what we played?
Yes.
My first game? Okay,
Correct.
so I played that.
Essentially, that part is the same. You all have Roll20 sheets and or your own PDFs. The percentile-based system where you want to roll at or under the percentage you have for any given skill or attribute. And then you have a handful of derived statistics, mostly hit points and sanity, from those things.
I'm so sorry. IRL is calling. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Okay. Delta Green by itself is a game about a clandestine organization that's worldwide and tries to stop terrible phenomenon from happening to normal people and protecting the world from the horrible. So it's very much compatible. That's why we'll be using this system. We will be using some different skills, though. There is a section on your Roll20 sheets for custom skills. I will have you add some stuff in there. So, first we're going to set up your characters. You all know what your essential role is, but we can delve deeper from this point if we need to. I'm start with Zach. You're going to be the guinea pig everyone else can watch.
Woohoo!
Okay.
I mean, they're watching me anyways, so.
Yeah, they are. If you have the PDF or the hardcover, we're beginning on page 14 with Agent Creation, where you begin with your statistics. For each statistic, roll 4d6, drop the lowest. Put them in any order you want. They do not have to be added in order rolled. The rest of you can begin rolling because it will be the same for all of you.
Alright. So I pick 2 dice from the 4.
No, 3. Pick 3, drop the lowest.
Alright, and add them up and put them wherever I want.
Yep. 1 4d6 roll like D&D for each attribute. They're all pretty self-explanatory, but I will go over them anyways. As soon as I open somebody's sheet, he goes, it's AFK. The only one that really needs explaining is power, which is your force of will and also your ability to tap into magic. Or, in the case of this game, thaumaturgical science.
6 stats, gotta roll 1 more. Alright.
Power also determines your sanity potential. Although in this game, hitting a 0 sanity doesn't take you out of the game, it just does horrible, horrible things to you, and then we have to amnesticize you and you start over. Speaking of which, when we delve into backgrounds, Savannah,
Yeah.
the thing we talked about that happened to your character that one time on that one mission,
Yeah?
amnesticized. You have no memory of it until something terrible happens to remind you.
Fuck you. Anyway.
Yes, he
Well-
me driving around town.
With no memory. I've been driving around town with no memory.
They have replaced false memories of the event with you where something did go horribly wrong and the whole team did get wasted, but not by what really wasted it.
Cool. Okay, that's what I needed to, because I'm just like,
Yes.
I built a whole thing in my mind today, and I'm just like, if you take that one part out, it falls apart.
You
Okay.
have always questioned it, though, because the stories never made sense to you.
Seems legit. How old am I? This old. Okay.
Avatar, all you missed was for attributes, 4d6, drop the lowest for each attribute.
Cool.
Good rolls here today.
Alright.
Yep.
D6s are liking me.
So I came out
Oh, we're
with
rolling
a
d6s. Good, because I wasn't paying attention.
I came out with a 16.
4d6, drop the lowest.
I came out with a 16, 2 12s, 2 10s, and a 9. I swear I had ones in every single roll. So I just dropped the ones.
I ended up with 12, 12, 13, 17, 15, 13.
We all give off our rolls.
You can put them where you want them to be in your stats, and then starting with Zach, since I picked on him first, you can tell everyone how you're laying them out so you can help balance each other, yes.
Alright. So I'm going with strength 12, constitution of 16, dexterity of 12, intelligence of 9, power of 10, charisma of 10. He's
Now, when we do percentiles for those attributes, just multiply by 5. So a 10's a 50%.
yep. I think the sheet fills it in for me. So
Yeah, the roll 20 sheet will do that. Yep.
My drunk dice like me. I just rolled 3 6s. Anyway, don't mind me.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Okay.
so this character is definitely in the school of if you're going to be dumb, you have to be tough.
So you're a strong but dumb conspiracy theorist. Amazing.
Yeah, his conspiracies are off the wall, and he doesn't have the filter to not shut up about them in front of people that he should shut up about them in front of, and it ends up with him getting punched.
Probably
Like-
roll with not foam dice.
Like, for
Okay.
example, the conspiracy that Popeye's chicken has
Oh no.
drugs in them to make men fertile, and it's a conspiracy by the government to only do it in Popeye's chickens and only put Popeye's chickens in low-income neighborhoods.
Amazing. Great Cthulhu, what are your numbers?
So I'm rocking a 13 in strength, a 17 in constitution, a 12 in dex, a 12 in int, 15 in power, and 12 charisma.
Nice. What about Puppy Lover?
So I might do a little bit of switch up, but currently I'm thinking I got some pretty good dice rolls, and I've got a 15 in strength, a 14 in constitution, an 11 in dexterity, a 15 in intelligence, a 14 in pow, and an 18 in charisma.
Okay. Last but not least, Hugo.
I haven't assigned any of my traits, but I have 2 16s, a 15, a 13, and 2 11s. So I know Zach is doing dumb but strong.
Don't
or
forget,
tough.
you're a scientist too.
Oh yeah. So yeah, what do you guys? What weaknesses, if any, do you think I should cover?
Well, I can
Yeah.
answer that for you.
Do you have a dexterous person?
I mean, if you're intelligent, then
I mean, I don't
that makes
have
sense
to
for
be,
science. Well,
So
I don't
is your-
have to be
who's
intelligent. This
who's
is
gonna hire a
SCP.
dumb scientist?
the SCP Foundation.
Yeah,
So,
the SCP Foundation.
what's your end goal? 05 Council? Overseer? Site Administrator?
Oh no, I know what my end goal is going to be. All right, dexterity it is.
Okay.
Okay.
think I've
Well,
swapped.
so I have a question actually. It's been like a good 2 years since I've played Delta Green. What is the difference between strength and power?
Power is mental. It determines your willpower, your magic point potential, and your sanity.
Oh, okay.
So, to be an SCP scientist, that should either be really high or really low. There's no moderation.
Yeah, for real. That's the SCP Foundation in a nutshell.
Step 2. Derived attributes. Hit points, willpower, sanity, and breaking point. So, your hit points equals strength plus con. Divide by 2, round up. So add your strength and your con together. Cut it in half. Cut it in half. And then if it's like a partial number, round up.
How about the rest?
Your willpower points are equal to your power. Your sanity points are equal to your power times 5. And your breaking point is your starting sanity minus your power. So if your power is 10, your breaking point is going to be 40.
Okay.
Breaking point matters because whenever you hit your breaking point, I get to assign some cool mental problem to you. And then we set a new breaking point. And it happens all over again.
So the breaking point is your
Sanity minus power.
sanity minus power.
Yep.
The by 5 number or the first score?
The actual number. The by 5 is only if only when we're rolling dice.
Question for the group: did anyone focus on charisma?
I have a pretty high charisma.
Okay.
High intelligence, high charisma.
So, okay. Because my brain was also rolling dice, so I heard kind of what people were putting stuff into. So, what were like the high things for people?
Con and power for me.
Okay.
Intelligence, power, charisma.
Okay. Zach?
Constitution, and I don't have anything else that's high.
Okay. Hugo? You did Dex.
Yeah,
I remember that
strength,
much.
dex, and power.
Okay.
Well, sounds like most is covered, so it's kind of mixed bag, whatever you want.
Okay. Cool. I rolled a high. Okay. Okay, I'm also going high dex. A 12 and an 11. I don't need to be charismatic. Maybe I should be. Okay.
Tyler, I just sent you my character goal.
Oh no.
Of course it is.
Yeah,
You-
of course it is.
Luckily for you, I've written that whole thing into the story.
Yes. It's happening.
We're using the canon where that organization is run by former members of the O5 Council.
God no. Oh wait, is that what you're using?
Mhm.
Oh. Are you using Ouroboros?
Similar. Close.
Secrets.
Okay, thank God. As long as it's not Ouroboros itself,
No.
I have major problems with 50% of what DJ Cactus writes. Anyway, Kay, I believe you are the only one who took high charisma. What is your charisma, if you don't mind me asking?
Not at all. So I swapped it with my intelligence. So currently it's a 16, which would be an 80.
Okay, that is really... Oh, charisma?
Yeah.
Yes, that is
You
really
are
high.
the
Okay.
face.
I just get shit done. That's it.
Is anyone
I'm
still
smart,
assigning
pretty, and
attributes?
intelligent.
No, I'm locked in.
good.
I'm set.
I think I'm good.
Attributes?
The
Like
the
statistics.
stats.
Oh, no, I did it. I
Okay.
finished.
Next is your profession. I recommend you pick for the profession you intend to be if you know what's going to happen to you. Otherwise, pick what you are now.
I'm an essay. I'm awesome.
I assume recovery specialist probably falls under soldier.
So, yeah, there are others in here, but I think soldier's probably best for you.
Okay.
Is there a variational, since I don't have Delta Green out, or like a PhD candidate?
There is, yes. I'm gonna start with Great Cthulhu since I just looked at that, and then we'll do the yours. So here are your skills as they begin, Aaron, and then from there we can add more.
Okay.
Alertness starts at 50%.
Okay.
Athletics at 50%.
Okay.
Bureaucracy, 30%.
Okay.
Drive, 40%. Firearms, 40%.
Okay.
First aid, 40%.
Right.
This one's not going to come in useful right away, but when you transition, there'll be a slight time jump, so it will make sense. Dimensional science, 40%.
Okay.
I forgot to do my tattoo.
Navigate, 40%.
Okay.
Persuade, 30%.
Right.
Unarmed combat, 50%.
Okay.
And choose any 3 from this list, and I'll give you the percentages. Artillery, computer science, crafting, but a particular kind of crafting, demolitions, heavy machinery, heavy weapons, search, signals intelligence, or swimming. Don't take swimming.
Noted. I think I'm probably going to do demolition search. What do you think is more useful, heavy weapons or heavy machinery?
Heavy weapons.
Okay. Heavy weapons it is.
Demolitions, 40%. Heavy weapons, 40%. Search, 60%. And then, for bonus skill points, you can either pick a package, which I don't usually do, or you can just spread the points out however you want amongst any skills available, which is normally what I do. But it's for the audience to know you can also pick packages. But for us, I'm just going to give you points, and then you can do what you will with those points.
Sounds good.
So, go ahead and add 40 points to whatever you want.
All right.
It can be things you already have to. Max is 80. Cannot start higher than 80. All right, moving on to Puppy Lover. Where'd it go?
Right.
We made you a botanist, right? And then also
So I'm
robotics
a
expert.
so PhD dual candidate in botany and robotics.
Yes. Okay. So for you, because you have a unique character,
Mhm.
No professional skill can be higher than 60. You don't want to spend less than 30 because it's not really worth it. Spend 400 points.
Wow.
Okay. Nothing higher than 60 though.
Yep.
Okay.
And
cool.
after you spend the 400s, you can spend 40 more and you can bring things to 80.
Okay.
But the first 400, 60 or lower.
Okay.
I mean, you'll see that there's extra spots under like science and academics where you can add
Yeah.
specialties. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
put the word anomalous in front of botany when you put botany on there.
Okay.
Or just anonymous flora. Savannah. Do you want to focus on a package that's more federal agent or more special operator since you're ex-military? Special operator makes more sense for your end goal.
Okay, then that's fine.
Okay. Alertness, 60%.
Hold on. Okay. Oh god. Okay, 60. Okay.
Athletics, 60.
Athletics.
Yep.
Okay.
Demolitions, 40.
Demolitions 40. Okay.
Firearms, 60.
Firearms 60. Okay.
Only Hugo is not going to wonder about this one. Nuclear weapons, 50.
Where?
You're gonna have to add that one, bottom right.
Yeah. Yep. I'm like.
Melee weapons, 50.
Melee weapons 50. Okay.
Thaumaturgical science, 60%. That won't happen till later. Right now, you won't roll that until we do the time jump after you transition.
Thaumaturgical science.
Magic. You understand the tactics of defeating magic.
Got it.
Navigate, 50.
Navigate 50. Okay.
Stealth, 50.
Stealth 50.
Survival, 50.
Okay.
Swim, 50.
Okay.
Unarmed combat, 60. And then 40 points to assign how you want, nothing over 80.
Okay.
Astralis plays, that's because every SCP Foundation site has a last resort, Operation Paperclip. An on-site thermonuclear device to detonate when a containment breach happens and there's no possible chance of recovery. Okay.
Hey, Tyler.
Yeah.
So when I add things, it's just under foreign language and other skills, and just name it as a skill.
Yes.
Cool.
Or yeah, yeah, exactly. For the weird stuff. And then if you give it a name, it'll roll it for you when you do the rolly buttons.
Sweet. And it was botany anomaly?
Anomalous. Just put anomalous flora. That's a good catch-all. Okay. Conspiracy theorist guy. We're gonna handle you the way we handled K. Nothing over 60, 400 points. Go.
Do I leave what's in there already?
Yeah, those are base levels.
Okay.
So like some things have a you don't go lower than level. As a functioning adult in human society. Conspiracies would be its own skill. And since you're a member of Parawatch, you would put paranormal conspiracy specifically.
Remind me real quick, is it counting money? Like if you have money or not?
Nope, this does not use that rule.
It was credit rating in Call of Cthulhu.
Is it paranormal, what? Conspiracies?
Yep.
And you said nothing over 60?
Correct. And then after you spend the 400 points, 40 more that can take you to 80. And last but not least, Hugo. Can't hear you. I think you're muted.
What are my options?
Bureaucracy, 60%.
Okay. That'll come in handy.
Computer science, 40%.
Hang on. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
60%. Computer science, 40.
3 sciences. One at 60.
Okay.
One at 50, one at 30. And you can make them weird SCP sciences too, because you actually do start that way.
Okay.
Now remember
Sweet.
the site you're starting from and your purpose at the site. Site 64, and you are one of those people that creates Thaumiel class SCPs.
No, this is great because although I know a lot about the SCP universe as a whole, I actually know next to nothing about pre-Portland specifically.
That's okay, because most people on your site wouldn't, even though it's there. Because
So-
there is a secondary purpose to Site 64, which is it's the premier facility for the Foundation to create, to make use of SCPs to help the Foundation Thaumiel class.
Ooh, yes. I am intimately familiar with the Thaumiel class,
Yes.
on the other hand. What, do I get anything else, or is it just,
Yep.
Yeah, go
We're
ahead.
not done yet. What was your question though, Zach, in case it's quick?
So what were the percentages that you said was pointless to take below?
30,
30. Okay.
because your odds of succeeding are abysmal at that point. For Hugo, any three of accounting, crafting, foreign language, forensics, law, or pharmacy.
I'm sorry, read those again.
Accounting, crafting, foreign language, forensics, law, pharmacy, or in your case, you can also take knowledge of SCPs. Just put SCP as a skill.
Okay, I'm taking SCP knowledge.
So that would be at 40%. And then two more from that list.
It's going to be crafting and foreign language.
Crafting at 40, foreign language at 50. Choose whatever the craft in the foreign language is. Anything you
Can
want
I-
it to be.
Can I take anything I want it to be?
You can take even anomalous languages, yes.
Okay, I'm taking Arakesh.
Okay.
Is there any languages you would recommend?
Arakesh. Let's see. Hold on. Depends.
Maybe
Do you
like-
want it to be languages you're gonna have after the time jump, or like from your normal life?
Well, right now I think you said to make things normal life.
Well, you can add them so that you have them later.
Oh.
It's completely up to you.
Actually, stop me if this feels like metagaming to you, Tyler, but I just realized we're in the Pacific Northwest.
Mhm.
Can I take Children of the Night as a language?
You can. I don't know how much is gonna come up though. But yes.
Okay. The temptation is so there. Do you mind if I tell everyone what Children of the Night is, by the way?
Go for it. 'Cause
It's
not a huge part of this.
Bigfoot! It's Bigfoot.
Aww, I love
No,
Bigfoot.
not aw. No.
They're
God.
fucking terrifying.
Oh,
I believe
God.
they're SCP-1000, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is SIGINT?
Signals intelligence. Military
what was-
communication.
Human?
Human so it's basically
What if
psychoanalysis
human
is learning what's
resource-
wrong with someone. Human is learning how to use it against them. It's the manipulation skill.
Ooh. Okay. Figured
Uh,
out where to put
after
my last points.
after the choice of any of those three, do I get any last goodies?
Same as everyone else, you get the extra 40 points to put anywhere you want. You can take stuff to 80 that with those.
Okay, cool.
Other languages though that might interest you that are anomalous, K, would be Sarkic, Davite. Help me out here, Hugo.
The
Are there any that are like plant based?
honest.
Sarkic's pretty.
No, Sarkic's
or
not.
no, the tree. With the tree
Oh.
people, what was that language?
Shoot. I'm pretty sure that was either Davite or
I think that was a Davite SCP, yeah.
or the I know it was a Davite SCP, but honestly Greek would straight up help.
Okay.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of Greek base in this game.
Oh yeah, then I'm happy to take Greek. Greek is fine.
Actually, would Davite be more useful than Arakesh, Tyler?
It's about the same.
No. Oh, okay.
They're both gonna
Then
come up.
I'll stick with Arakesh. Okay. I didn't realize that's how hardcore we were getting.
It's my game. We're gonna have a SK class event. What else do you think would happen?
I was born to play this game. I'm sorry, everyone. By the way, like I'm gonna fanboy nonstop.
I
This is-
appreciate
Sorry.
that. I love it.
Yeah, this is great.
Hey Tyler, how do you feel about the idea of craft anomalous flora alchemy / elixirs?
Yes, it's
Okay,
actually
cool.
perfect.
Could I grab some quick cover because I need to go find socks because my feet are cold.
Go.
Protect the toesies.
Someone here has melee weapons, right? As a skill.
Yeah, it's Savannah's character.
Okay, great. Because I'm gonna take craft melee weapons.
Is melee weapons an important thing to take?
Only if you want to stab really good.
Ooh, do I want to
Savannah-
stab or do I want to shooty?
Savannah's end goal is to become part of a mobile task force where there will be weird anomalous weapons that she will have access to that won't necessarily apply to the rest of you.
Is it better to be, or what would recommend better? Question mark. Between
It's always better
firearms
to
and
stay far
melee.
away from SCPs.
Firearms, yeah.
Yes,
It's
that
always
goes.
better to shoot from
Okay.
distance.
Shoot and run.
Firearms.
Shoot and run.
Okay.
There will be a lot of athletics checks for sprinting away maniacally while screaming.
I put something
This
in
is
there.
not a game
Okay.
where you stand your ground bravely every time.
Okay, cool.
No, God, no.
Explosives are your best friend.
Yes.
Anyone taking demolitions then?
Yeah, I put
Several
I put my-
people have that.
Okay,
yes.
cool. Glad
actually-
someone else.
I
got
dropped
that,
my
though.
bonus 40 in it, so I have 80 demolitions.
Nice.
Like I said, I've run Call of Cthulhu. I know the most important skill in the game.
Mhm.
Dynamite. That's the most important
Dynamite.
skill.
That's a mood.
So funny you mentioned that, Lupine Vendetta. In the actual RPG mechanics, there is a skill for running away.
Run away!
Yes.
So just so everyone else gets an idea of what my science specialities are, I'm taking memetic science,
Of course you are.
material science, and chronology.
Ooh. Okay.
Good
I've
choices.
got straight up robotics and then anomalous flora.
Oh, that'll be a lot of fun if we run into the tree.
What is the unnatural ability applicable skill
That-
set?
That actually doesn't apply in this game. In Delta Green, that's Cthulhu Mythos.
Oh, okay.
But in this game,
In this game, it's getting out of bed in the morning.
yeah.
As a conspiracy theorist, is there anything that you would recommend particularly?
That's
Whoa.
open to all of you to answer that for him.
What do
What?
you have like any of the fill in the blank other skills? And if so, what do you,
Paranormal conspiracies.
you should definitely take paranormal conspiracies as high as you possibly can get it.
It's at 60.
Yeah.
You
occult-
can use your bonus point, the bonus 40, to take that to 80.
Yeah, if you
Oh,
if you could pump that to 80, that would be a huge help.
I'm thinking of other things to get up to 60.
Oh, I
occult.
see.
Occult might be a fun one.
Yeah, Cult is going to be used heavily in this game.
Occult's
So-
gonna be a good one.
But part of the thing is that he's wrong about his conspiracies.
That's okay.
So he doesn't actually have the occult knowledge. He just talks.
Computer science would probably be a good one if
Yeah,
you're chasing.
computer science.
If you're chasing through a lot of that.
I did list him as a conspiracy blogger. So
Computer science is a good one that I would recommend. Search.
Straight up, like any either humans or SIGINT would be
Yeah, human
really
SIGINT.
cool. Forensics would be really cool.
Forensics would be good.
Yeah, this is a investigation style game a lot.
I know you have a lot on to consider here. but I just want to throw in one more time for really encouraging you to take that conspiracies to 80.
I've still got
I've
still got 90 more points to before I do the extra 40.
Oh, geez.
So
Okay, yeah. I would definitely recommend computer science. I think that's an important one for the things that you've described. And then I think SIGINT would probably be my second there.
Actually, you know what else too? Alertness.
Alertness is a great one. Yep.
yep,
Pump
that's a
some points in
60.
there. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, that's a really good one to have. Because my scientist does not have alertness, nor does she have a cult, actually.
So, pharmacy versus medicine. What are the thoughts there?
Medicine feels more like field work and like the ability to stop the bleeding when someone's like arm gets ripped off
I think
by the
that's first
tree.
aid.
Oh, is there also a first aid?
There's
There
also
is
a first aid.
Yeah.
And there's a surgery, so I don't know
Yeah.
what the difference is in that case.
Yeah, I'm looking at these. I'm like first aid, surgery, medicine, and then pharmacy.
So pharmacy, I will say, sounds like it fits really nicely with like plant knowledge, botany, and like the alchemy stuff you've also got going.
Yeah.
That sounds like it fits.
My one concern is, do we have anyone who can do patch up should we need it?
I have first aid at 40.
Okay, cool. Screw. Okay,
I
I'll
got
switch
pharmacy at 30 because I figure he's gonna know a lot about pharmaceuticals.
that. Yeah. Okay. Got 40 at farm. Okay. He'll take
Street and actual pharmacy provided.
Is psychotherapy used in a similar way here, Tyler, than it is in Delta Green, or how does that
Exactly the
comparatively?
same.
Exactly the same? Okay. Does anyone have psychotherapy?
I have it at 10%.
I have it at the general 10.
I've got it at 30.
Okay.
He's had a session or two.
He took like a 200 level course in college once.
No, he didn't go to college. He the court required him to see. Like, I mean, when you break into the governor's second cousin's maid's house because they are the ones that are holding the fluoride pills that he's been distributing through the drinking water.
I love it.
I love that the real issue with his conspiracy theories is they're not bonkers enough for the SCP universe.
I encourage you to try, though.
Like, once the truths feel like, wow, I didn't go crazy enough. Okay.
Well, he's on Parawatch, which is essentially they aren't really in the know.
Do
Nope.
you have the Parawatch like thing open on the wiki?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Open question. How's everyone looking with firearms?
I've got a. Go for it.
I have a
I'm at 40.
60.
40.
60.
Okay, so we're very comfortable. How's everyone doing with melee weapons? Besides Savannah, because I know you have that really high.
I'm
30.
just on the 30.
Yeah, I have default.
Okay. Savannah, you've got it at 60?
Melee is at 50.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, as far as combat skills, I've got firearms, heavy weapons, and unarmed combat.
Oh, nice. I didn't even realize there was an unarmed combat.
Gotta get that CQC.
No, that's perfect. I want to see you wrestle Bigfoot. I'm actually disappointed that the Children of the Night are not going to feature too heavily in this.
I mean, to be fair, it is what it like. It's sort of one of the sillier ones until like, well, the
Until
first
it becomes
version.
terrifying.
I would say, yeah, the first version until you like find out what they really are, and
Well,
then it's yeah.
One of like the newest released SCPs is SCP-6666, and I can have after having read it, I can say that Bigfoot is the scariest SCP. Period. When I was a little kid, I used to be terrified of Bigfoot too, so maybe it's like a personal hang-up I have, though.
I love me cryptids, obviously.
Yeah, Mothman.
I love cryptids, but for some reason, like, Bigfoot just freaked out, like, the lizard part of my brain.
Well, we know what happened to you in your past life, then.
Yeah, shoot.
My favorites are the weird Bigfoot stories, though, where like they see a flying saucer and then see Bigfoot.
Oh, those are so good.
Or the 3-foot Bigfoots, yeah, or 3-toed Bigfoots rather. Yeah, those are fun.
Bigfoot's not real, but Sasquatch is.
Oh, that's the real conspiracy.
Bigfoot is just a fake to draw you away from the existence of Sasquatch.
051 is Sasquatch.
Still assigning points for some of you, I assume.
Yes.
Okay,
All finished.
that's fine. I'm just checking in.
I think I also have a name.
A name?
Yeah.
Gasp.
Yes.
I don't have a name yet. Shoot, I should work on that.
That was literally me. Like, I was like, I got this, I got this. Oh, wait, what's their name?
I always make sure, or usually I make sure to get a list of names ready in advance, because otherwise I'll just stare blankly at the character sheet for 2 hours.
I'm usually pretty good. I'm usually pretty good with names. It doesn't take too long. I just need to think for a moment. And then usually Google relatable things to who I want them to be.
You know what else is real? Werewolves. And the
Not
records
inaccurate.
and the records of their apocalypse are 75,000 strong.
What is my profession actually called, Tyler?
You.
Fuck around and find out.
It's a wonderful profession.
I think my character's already found out.
There it is. You at Site 64 are one of. I got an actual number in here. 137 staff researchers.
Staff research.
Unless you're a PhD.
Oh, yeah, she is.
You're one of 21.
Staff researcher?
No, it's staff doctor.
Oh, okay.
Which means you've done some shit. So, I'm gonna need you to take 10 points off your sanity, please.
All right.
Whoops.
If you've been at this job for more than 5 years. He's debating real hard.
No, I'm debating something else. Something which I will PM you.
Okay.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, it's a spicy one.
It's a spicy meatball. This is why I can't have nice things.
I think
Oh.
that's why you deserve excellent things.
Yeah, but which one?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a second.
Okay.
Shoot.
Sure.
Oh, okay. I was totally ready to give up on it, but I'll take it if you're willing.
I had to contemplate how that would fit into the story, but yes.
We can talk afterwards about it. I'm totally cool with any kind of retcon you want to be. Honestly, the only reason I want it is because it looks cool on my character sheet.
It's true. Okay. While the rest of you still assign numbers, I will jump ahead and start reading SCP Foundation information. Personnel classifications. Classifications are assigned to personnel based on their proximity to potentially dangerous anomalous objects, entities, or phenomena. Class A. Class A personnel are those deemed essential to Foundation strategic operations and are not allowed direct access to anomalies under any circumstances. When circumstances require Class A personnel to be in direct contact with such anomalies that they just said you can never do anyways, Class A personnel are not allowed access to the areas of the facility containing them or are kept in secured areas at all times. They are evacuated first. O5 Council members are always Class A personnel. Class B. Class B personnel are those deemed essential to local Foundation operations and may only be granted access to objects, entities, and anomalies that have passed quarantine. Class C are personnel with direct access to most anomalies not deemed strictly hostile or dangerous. If they have had any direct contact with potentially mind-affecting or mimetic properties, they may be subject to mandatory quarantine, psychiatric evaluation, and anti-mimetics. That's you, Hugo. Class C. In the event of a containment breach, non-combatant Class C personnel either report to lockdown areas or are evacuated. Class D are expendable personnel used to handle extremely hazardous anomalies and are not allowed to come into contact with Class A or B personnel. They are typically drawn worldwide from the ranks of prison inmates convicted of violent crimes, especially those on death row. In times of duress, Protocol 12 may be enacted, which allows recruitment from other sources, such as political prisoners, refugee populations, and other civilian sources that can be transferred into Foundation custody under plausibly deniable circumstances. And Class E, a provisional classification applied to field agents and containment personnel that may have been exposed to potentially dangerous effects during the course of securing and establishing initial containment over newly designated anomalous objects, entities, or phenomenon. Security clearance levels begin at level 0, which are all personnel that work for the Foundation whatsoever. Level 1, which means you work in proximity to, but with no direct or informational access to anomalous objects or entities in containment. This would be like logistics, clerical, janitorial positions. Level 2, security and research personnel. That's going to be both Hugo and Great Cthulhu when we begin. Most research staff, field agents, and containment specialists. Level 3, senior security and research personnel. Level 4, senior administration, worldwide, citywide, and/or regional intelligence, site directors, overseers, mobile task force commanders, and level 5, the O5 Council. And there's definitely not a level 6, only level 5. Questions, mostly from Great Cthulhu, because Hugo knows all this, for you people starting out with such access. Okay.
I'm good.
Site 64, the site the two of you are going to begin at, was founded in 1971. It is USORPL Site 64, directed by, currently, Edgar Holman. There's even a picture for you. If I can put it in the right room, we'd be doing good. The building itself is located in Forest Park, Portland, Oregon. Cover story is it's the Portland Parks and Recreation Department of Maintenance Stations. Its function is research, containment, task force deployment, nine-tailed fox, anomalous material synthesis, monitoring of the 3 Portland's location of interest, and the monitoring of the Wilson's Wildlife Solutions group of interests. It has 9 wings designated A through I, and mostly is subterranean. The assistant site director is Dr. Sarah O'Connell. The director of personnel is Cameron Miles. The director of facilities is Dr. Melina Lopez. Director of research, Hugo's boss, is Dr. Avery Sanchez. Assistant director of containment, Great Cthulhu's boss, is Sophia Turner. And director of task forces is Agent William Johnson. They have 5 department heads, 21 doctors, 137 researchers, 23 administrative personnel, 38 maintenance and janitorial personnel, 53 security personnel, and 15 D-class. The site currently contains around 35 SCPs, mostly safe, neutralized, or thaumiel. Not many Ketters or Euclids. Another thing you should probably know. Safe means it either was rendered non-dangerous okay. I gotta back up a second. SCP classifications are not their danger level. They are only telling you how hard they are to contain. A safe class SCP could still kill your ass, it just never tries to escape. So, SCPs determined to be safe are either automatically by nature or rendered impossible for them to leave. Inanimate objects, things that don't make you want to steal them, stuff like that. Keter class means that they are relatively easy to contain or to recover. Euclid class means that they are definitely at this point not easy to contain, or they break out all the time, or when they do break out, it's going to be real bad. And thaumiel class means that they're actually used to contain other SCPs. If there were other classifications, none of you would be aware of them, because there's definitely not. Questions on any of that?
Should if I'm a part of Parawatch and apparently on the outside, should I know any of that?
Parawatch would assume that it's some kind of clandestine government organization that runs that field office, but not necessarily that it's the SCP Foundation.
I'm assuming, given my background,
no idea.
yeah, this is gibberish.
Yeah. And Killian Graves might have once known, but not anymore. Everybody got your points assigned, or are you still assigning points?
It's assigned for me.
I mean,
Signed.
So I did a big oopsie. Can you read me the point values again? Just real quick, list them off.
Yep.
Thanks.
What did we give you? Oh yeah, I know what I gave you. Hold
something.
Bureaucracy at 60. Computer science at 40. 3 sciences at 60, 50, and 30.
50 and 30, okay.
And then you chose crafting at 40.
Mm-hmm.
The SCP knowledge one at 60. And the foreign language at 40, which was, yeah, the one you picked.
Arakesh.
Yes. And then the additional 40 points anywhere you want.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Are these in addition to the base?
Yes.
Okay,
well, no,
great.
They would override the base.
Okay.
Not add to it.
Okay, cool.
It's like you were going to say something a second ago, Savannah. Okay. Last part of character creation is bonds. Bonds measure your relationships with the vital people in your life, loved ones, family members, close friends. They can protect you from sanity loss and can help you recover during downtime periods between missions. They're not just motivations or things you like, they are your connections to normal humanity and the reason you would keep doing what you do once you join the Foundation. If you have no bonds, you become more susceptible to psychological trauma, your breaking points come faster, and you lose more sanity when you make any kind of sanity roll. Normally your profession determines your bonds. Everybody gets 3 for my games because you'll burn through them. They have to be identified, but they don't have to be named. So like my wife, my husband, my kids, my platoon, my ex-partner in the LAPD. But they have to be real persons or small groups of people who are alive and can be interacted with.
I was just about to ask, they have to be alive, right?
Yep.
So
I don't got none.
And they have to be vulnerable. You can't pick something from the SCP universe that is invulnerable to harm or death.
Should they be someone like that we can physically connect with, like,
Yes.
or someone? Is it okay if it's someone like you can like call?
Calling is fine, but they have to be accessible in some way. They can't be like inaccessible entirely.
So like
Yeah, but like, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say someone who's like several states away
Yeah,
would be
that's
okay, or okay.
So
But
as
it
a
can't- But it can't be like somebody who's committed to a maximum security psychological
Yeah.
facility that you can never visit.
so as a conspiracy blogger, I'm sure he has connections that people who he only knows their screen names of. Is that
Yes. That's fine.
Can I take an SCP if they're not invulnerable?
Depends on which one. And you
Uh,
cannot have any O5 council.
no, I'm not gonna ask for that at all.
I see
The
a
way-
flaw in creating a character with an extremely broken home.
They don't have
I'm
to be people
also
you're on good terms with. They could be exes.
I'm also creating a character with a broken home, so
Estranged family that still exists.
Me making
Yeah,
a
but she
healthy
wouldn't reach
family.
out to any of them. There's a reason she does the thing that she does.
well
You
you don't
wouldn't
have
right
to,
now. Doesn't mean you wouldn't when you're on the brink of losing your mind and then your only hope to maintain your sanity.
No?
Then yeah, you wouldn't use them. You'd have to pick someone else.
The only other person that she would have picked is dead, so yeah.
There's that one barista that gives you a warm feeling when you order your coffee. They're just nice to look at.
Yeah, the barista who spells your name right every time.
Killian makes her coffee at home and is completely content with the bureau coffee.
So
Ooh.
we get
Exactly.
we get
Yeah.
3
The
bonds.
woman at the gun range who never questions how often you're there.
I will say this: for every bond you don't pick of the 3, you lose 15 sanity immediately. So if you pick none, that's minus 45.
Good thing I started with 90.
Well, bully for that.
Hmm.
Ooh, what a fun idea for a title.
For a what?
I'm looking at my bonds and I'm trying to figure out what to call them until I have names for them. And I'm thinking, on and off hookup / rival. Because isn't that fun?
One of
You-
mine is simply labeled Ketchup Man. We go way back.
Tyler, I think you would find this amusing. Devin's messaging me in the side chat and he's just like, it should be your favorite weapon.
Nope, can't be an inanimate object. But that is very Devin.
How
Maybe
many are we supposed to have?
3.
Can it be a sentient inanimate object?
Ooh.
Depends on which one it is.
Can it be the SCP coffee maker that we just?
Not be the SCP
That
company.
thing brings no one comfort.
It's amazing though. It will make anything.
I see. If
It
that
would
were
bring
allowed,
Killian comfort.
I would have taken the infinite pizza box.
Yeah, that's a superior product. But unfortunately for you, that exists at a facility already, and it's in the lunchroom, free use for all.
And it's not our facility.
No, it is not. It's
I don't think we have the coffee maker either. I think that's
You
a
do
different
not.
one.
No. I don't recall
My
what's
sanity
at.
45 off of that.
It's,
No.
it's a lot of the robots. A lot
I
of the
know
robot
the
stuff.
answer is no, but I literally cannot think of anyone Killian would actually
Okay.
be connected to.
Tell me about Killian's average day.
She gets up, she makes a cup of coffee, she goes into the office, she picks up her files, and she does her job.
Yep, and she has a boss who hands her those files.
She's a boss who hands her those files. If she's a weapons person, there's someone who is manning or she is regularly practicing with those weapons.
There is somebody in the weapons cage, yeah. And you have an assistant director who is your direct boss that you would interact with almost every day. And you're in the FBI. You'd have a partner.
I would have a partner. Or a team. Depends.
Yeah, depends on what your job is. And that you can just say the team, too. Doesn't have to be a specific person.
But after certain things that she can't remember. Oh, God. This is why. Anyway.
Why? Because the game wants to have something that can be torn away from you. Why else?
So there's a gun range woman.
That's enough.
There's the assistant director. And
You're a DoorDash guy.
I wanted to put a doggo, but then I was like, I don't want to see my doggo torn away from me. Yeah, I was like, nope, don't do it to yourself,
Yeah,
Aaron. Don't do it.
You can have a doggo, it just can't be under bonds.
Yeah,
Correct.
for sure.
it has to be human.
The cats can be under bonds though.
The bonds have to be human because if it's not, I might have to kill it, and I'm not killing pets.
I can't put Thomas as my bond.
No.
Yeah, because I'd probably kill you.
Okay, third one.
Hmm.
Is there like somewhere that you go for lunch a lot, or somewhere like the counter person maybe, who always like slides you an extra bag of chips or something, or a muffin?
It was Spotter at the gym.
Yeah, spot at the gym.
Devin put like, you're probably forced to go to therapy. I'm like, you're probably right.
You have a
Therapist.
Okay, I got him. Okay, I'm not gonna immediately dunk my sanity to 45 points. So
Thank you.
That's
As your
smart.
teammate, I appreciate this.
Is it okay if multiple people have the same listing?
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Because they'll be
they're not
differentiated.
they're not the same people.
I mean, you don't know. We could go to the same therapist.
We could. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt you're going to the like sanctioned FBI therapist that you have
You know-
to get cleared by to go back in the field.
They do also handle people in custody.
But I doubt they've kept you on.
Okay. The okay wasn't for you guys, just for Aaron.
Oh.
I got something for you, Aaron.
Uh-oh.
When it comes time to actually do mechanics, we'll get to it then, but you're going to want to see. This is your standard loadout as a containment specialist.
Stuff and things, my favorite.
Things and stuff.
I'm sure some of that will amuse you, especially the first one.
Blow this up.
High level of definition.
The first one does amuse me, in fact.
Does everyone have their bombs?
Yeah, I've got mine.
I have ex-wife, wired for you, and therapist.
Hugo, your list is even better.
Oh, I can't wait to
The
see
numbers don't matter.
I've got for my bonds, parents, adoptive, parents, biological, and a junior researcher who is totally not my self-insert OC. I swear.
Got mama and pa. I've got a roommate, and I've got a on and off hookup / rival.
I have.
That is
that first
secretly
one,
Killian when she's undercover. Don't tell them.
So I went with grandmother, sister, and 24-hour diner waitress.
Oh, I love that last one.
Yes.
That's real. Yeah,
Yes.
that's poetic.
That's a great one.
I wish I had thought of that. Wow.
I'm a recovery specialist. You know I'm drinking coffee at 3 a.m., chain smoking cigarettes. That's literally my life.
Fair. Like, I was best friends, so when I was in high school doing theater, like, I was best friends with the waiter who worked overnight. He knew me by name. Because I'd always be in there after rehearsal and be like, I need food. Please.
Please feed.
Please feed me.
My home bar in my hometown was across the street from a 24-hour diner, so I knew all of them.
Those people made bank.
Yes.
Is my book really called Science
Yes, it is.
101? I long for death.
Beautiful.
You two are the only ones that get a standard loadout. The rest of you will once you join the Foundation.
I will be intrigued by what my loadout is.
I'm very curious too.
What do we use for the skill on our weapons?
Firearms.
Firearms or melee.
Or
depends on it is.
so whatever the relevant skill is.
I
Okay.
has a question.
Mhm.
What weapons fall under heavy weapons?
So anything above assault rifle.
Lovely.
You get that heavy weapon skill.
Oh, I already have it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I should have put all of my extra points into heavy weapons, but I also wanted to up my dodge just a little bit more.
That's a mood. I have nothing. I have nothing in dodge, and I can't wait.
Well, I mean, you have the regular 30.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I was very torn between demolitions or heavy weapons, but
I already have demolitions.
yeah.
Great. Yes. Yes. Thanks.
Okay. So when we begin, the following will apply.
Yes.
Great Cthulhu and Savitar will be at the facility, which will be the first scene. The kidnappee will be the kidnappee and awaken to such things. Conspiracy theorist, you will be there because of the reports of the kidnappee in a very peculiar forest you've heard about from your friends on Parawatch. It seems to be more active than normal. And of course, our FBI agent is a member of the UIU of the FBI, the Unusual Incidents Unit, which he will be dispatched to deal with this kidnapping because that's what your unit does, is deal with fucking weird shit. Scully.
Yep.
That's what they call you in the office.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck would they call me Scully?
You work for the UIU. You're basically the X-Files of the Oregon branch office of the FBI.
Takes my brain a little bit to wrap around references. It's fine. I got there eventually.
Yeah, I mean, we could petition for them to call you Mulder if you prefer.
Yeah.
Probably.
Scully's more of a compliment, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mulder is a cooler name.
And before we do anything drastic, we're going to take our mid-show break because we're right on time.
Yeah, we are.
Sweet.
So don't go anywhere, audience. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to begin the story.
The site is experiencing multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated. The site is experiencing multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated. The site is experiencing multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated. multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated. The site is experiencing multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated. The site is experiencing multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated. The site is experiencing multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated.
You can call her Jane, by the way. She'll accept Jane.
I will.
And we have returned.
You all right there, Savannah?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna call you Jane because my brain will try to say everything but how that's pronounced.
Okay.
I am fixing names real quick, and then we will begin.
Are we missing someone?
Elaine was going to be in this game, but he cannot because of his life schedule.
Oh, okay.
It is just the 5 of you.
I was just wondering because there's 6 on the
Whatchamacallit.
overlay, which
I
I
don't
just
know.
noticed.
Do you want to be
know?
Liam on the overlay, Great Cthulhu, or do you want to be Agent Crane?
Oh, Agent Crane. That sounds so badass.
Yes, do it.
For Puppy Lover, once you actually get your PhD, we'll change you to Doctor.
Once they get his PhD.
PhD candidate, and when the game starts. Okay.
It should be SA Graves.
Essay.
Because it literally stands for special agent. But
Yes, but then I don't have to change it later. Path of least resistance.
I don't like it.
You're not going to be civilians for very long. Okay. Actually, if I'm being lazy, what I should do. There you go. Okay. We're going to open the scene at Site 64 with Agent Crane and Dr. Vandermeer. Where, when today started, you were having a perfectly ordinary, normal day.
I don't like this.
Mobile Task Force Unit Epsilon 11, designated
Just
We're
give it a
having.
minute.
has entered the facility. All remaining survivors
I feel like checks were watched.
stay in the
There's a sound effect happening for Aaron you can't hear.
other safe area until the unit has secured the facility.
Something anomalous should have happened by this point.
When the escaped SCP
Agent Crane will get up and start making his way to where he needs to report to.
Mobile Task Force Unit Epsilon 11, designated Nine-Tailed Fox, has entered the facility.
The lockdown alarm goes off, Dr. Vandermeer. There's a
There it
notification
is.
across the intercom that Epsilon 11 is entering the building to re-secure containment, and you should move to your designated safe zone immediately.
Instead of doing that, she will simply pull out her gun and make sure it's loaded and continue doing what she's doing.
That seems about right. And you said you went to do what you were told to do, yes, Agent Crane?
Yep.
Okay. It
My
means only
safe
Dr.
zone.
Vandermeer would have a chance of seeing this. Roll alertness.
Ooh. Hello, this is my first time rolling anything in Delta Green in like 2 years. What do I roll?
Percentile, at or below your threshold for the skill or attribute.
At or below.
Yes.
Oh, I was so close.
So, this is when luck comes in. You all have luck. Each of you starts with a luck of 50, roll 2d10 and add that to the total. At the beginning of every session, roll 1d10 and add that to your character before we start. You don't have to, you can just do it. You don't have to wait for me.
Okay, should I do that now?
Yes.
How do I add that to my sheet on?
The
Roll
luck
20.
stat should be
It
interactive.
looks like it's locked on our, at least on my sheet, it's locked.
It's locked on my sheet.
Yeah, it's
But
locked
the-
as mine as well.
It's not. So the luck, actual word luck, should have a little box around it
Yeah.
that you can click on.
Oh. Okay.
Where is the little box?
Are you using Roll20?
Oh no, I'm not.
Yours is a big box in the middle of the PDF, I think, for luck.
Yep. That just causes it to roll my luck.
Yeah.
It doesn't like keep it on.
We can't add to it from the D10 that we're rolling.
Oh, you can just add it to your notes then, because we're not going to roll luck very often. You're going to spend it.
Okay, so I have 63 luck this session. I rolled a 29, and my threshold for alertness is 20. How do I make the magic happen?
You can spend 9 luck to make the roll successful.
That is what I'm gonna do.
If your luck ever hits 0, it's out forever. Just so you know.
Okay, but does
And
it
this is an S-
does
Huh?
it reload at the top of the session though?
Not if you hit 0. Gotta have at
No,
least
I-
1 point.
Yeah.
And it only reloads by 1d10.
Oh, okay.
Also,
Well, I passed the alertness check in that case.
also, you can all choose to burn all your remaining luck one time as a character. To not die.
Oh.
To have the SCP not kill you. But only once. And if that happens, you never get luck points to spend again. Except audience rewards. Anytime an audience gives you a boost, it's 5 luck points. Anytime they give you a vote, it's an extra 2d10 to roll at the beginning of the next session to add to your luck.
Ooh.
I think Zach got a boost earlier in the
He
stream.
did.
He
So
did.
you got 5 luck, Zach, already.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, I passed my alertness roll. What do I alert?
Two-
What alerts me?
2 personnel that you know definitely don't belong to your organization running down the hallway past your office. One stops and looks in but doesn't do anything. And when he does stop and look in, because they're wearing full like military garb, but it's like special operator garb like your soldiers wear.
Uh-huh.
When he turns to look at you, his tactical helmet has a symbol on the front. It's a circle, and it's red with 3 arrows going in an upward angle across it, piercing the side.
Jin
Make an
Xian will
SCP skill roll.
Jin Xian will frown and she'll say, "Can I help you?"
If you have any kind of SCP knowledge skill, roll it.
Okay, yes, I passed that by like a lot.
Chaos insurgency.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, but your character doesn't without the roll.
I rolled a 2.
Ooh.
Yeah. Do I get anything special for rolling a 1?
Yes.
Can I spend luck to turn that
2
2 into a 1?
So a 2 is still a critical success. The thresholds are a regular success is just passing. A hard success is passing by 50%. So if you have a 50 in the skill and you roll 25 or lower, that's a hard success.
Sure.
Extreme success is 10% or less of your actual value, so a 2 qualifies.
Okay,
2 and
cool.
1 are the same difference.
I
Also-
critted on that.
Also, and this is a weird Delta Green rule, so people might want to take note. If you ever roll doubles, pass or fail, you have to tell me. 55, 33, 11, 22.
Okay.
On a failure, it's a crit failure, and on a success, it's a crit success every time. With matched results.
Do I get any goodies from
Yes,
crit
essentially
success
that
on
means your character can have your knowledge base of the Chaos Insurgency.
Okay, great.
For some reason, that's a hobby.
That's totally cool with me. I kind of wish I had kept my original goal in that case. But I can roll with this.
For the rest of the group, this is what it is. It should have come up later because it will. That's what's on their helmet. And I'll give you this because you're highly alert. They have these patches on their shoulders. They're not even trying to hide it for Sevatar.
I didn't see what it is.
It's in the Discord in the Saturday Round 2 room.
Oh, beautiful. They have something on their patches. It's the old ugly symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jinxian will frown and she'll say, "Can I help you?"
Oh, he just glanced in and kept running past. They never even opened the door.
Oh, okay.
Your particular lab, that door is soundproofed and reinforced and airtight. There's a tape recorder in front of you that has 2 gas masks attached to it, and there's a D-class looking very confused that you were about to tell to put on the mask. This
Dr.
particular
Van
SCP is in the list of Site 64 SCPs if you want to look it up. You put on the mask, and they inhale while you play the tape recorder, and things happen.
Oh, it's the CPAP mask?
Yes.
Jinxian will like stand up. She'll like smooth down her like lab coat. She'll turn to the D class and she'll say, "It's your lucky day. Take the rest of the day off." And then
where am I supposed to go?
She will not reply. Instead, she will simply exit the laboratory and go out into the hall.
Fuck you, Doc. If I ever escape, you're next on my list.
She'll just ignore him again. I've never heard that one before.
So you're gonna follow the Chaos Insurgents?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Agent Crane, you report to your assigned station, and there's a handful of personnel there, and a very annoyed-looking director counting doctors, going, "Where the hell is Vandermeer?" Crane, go find Vandermeer. God damn it.
On it. Coffee cup in hand, legitimately. It's like, got it.
Take someone with you. Go in 2s. There's security personnel everywhere in this room.
I'll point to the nearest one, like, let's go.
Okay. Pick your red shirt. Yes.
Yep. Oh, I'll grab some equipment as well, if I don't already have it on me.
Okay. Yeah. What fun flavor will we give you?
The most fun, of course. My god, I have these new dice, and they're all like perfect platonic solids, so like they're flush with each other when I hold them together.
Pristine.
So you have M4 sores, Agent Crane.
Okay.
You and your red shirt, and then you have the standard loadout your character has. M4 swords are those assault rifles you see in every shooter ever.
Great.
With the snub nose and the really cool scope.
Alright, I'll go live just in case, but keep it pointed at the ground for the moment.
Okay. Dr. Vandermeer, athletics. And if you're trying to be sneaky, brain.
Stealth?
Is it actually called stealth in this one, or they give it the other funny name? That's what I had to check.
There is a stealth.
It's
a
stealth.
stealth.
Stealth. Roll stealth.
Okay, I hard succeed.
Okay. What about the athletics?
Oh, that was the athletics.
Oh, okay. You keep
let
up
me-
easily. Are you sneaky? Is the question.
Let's find out. Nope.
Excellent.
Nope.
It looks like they're heading for the anomalous document container section of the facility.
Okay.
They don't seem to care you're following them yet, or they haven't noticed. You don't know.
Okay, and then
Keep
and
following
I-
them.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep following them until they start caring.
Okay.
It's mostly just curiosity more than anything else.
Crane, go ahead and make a psychoanalysis or humans roll to try to figure out where Vandermeer would be doing.
Oh lord. They're both terrible and both the same terrible. Let's go human.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, so it's a doubles 2-2 fumble.
Glorious. You go in completely the wrong direction.
Tyler?
Yo.
I also fumbled my last one. It was an 88. I forgot to tell you.
For the stealth?
Yeah, for the stealth.
Okay. They obviously know you're there then and just aren't reacting to it yet.
Okay, great. That's cool.
Okay. So, the guy who's supposed to save you goes in completely the wrong direction. And, you follow them right to the, containment facility. One of them stops and, trains his weapon down a side hall, while the other one does something really fast right before you can catch up to them to bypass the security on the door. Door pops open, they move inside.
Okay.
You know they know you're following them. You follow them inside.
Yes. I have my equipment with me, or no?
Yes.
Okay, great. In that case, Dr. Vandermeer is gonna stuff her gun into her waistband, and she's gonna whip out her trusty shovel, which is gonna be her melee weapon of choice until I get something better.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I pull out my Science 101 book and.
It's thick enough to be a good melee weapon. But yeah, I follow them in. What's the worst that could happen? I roll up a new character.
Roll power. That's a percentile, so value times 5.
Value times 5. Okay. 24. Okay, yeah, hard success.
Okay. So, I won't make you roll sanity because you got a hard success, but you come through the door, and the one hiding on the other side of the door shoves an ordinary looking piece of manila paper in front of you. It's got one sentence written on it.
Oh, it's a cognito hazard or something.
Absolutely. SCP-3560, it's the suicide note of Patient Zero from that particular SCP. Everything is fine. You read it and are
Gotcha.
immediately infected. You can look it up and see what that means.
Yeah, okay, great.
And then he hits you in the side of the head with a rifle butt, knocking you over. You're a scientist.
Am I knocked out or not?
No, he just knocked you down.
Okay, cool.
And then they jump over you and run out with something.
Okay, I'm not gonna follow them that time.
Okay. It's fine, though. Everything is fine. You feel great.
Yeah, I feel fantastic.
Yep. 10 minutes later, Crane finds you sitting on the floor, and I'll let you have that interaction. I assume by now you've looked up the SCP.
I sorry, was 45
4560.
Yeah, okay. I will let Crane take it while I speed read this quick one.
You finally figure out where he's at, and she is laying in a heap on the floor, smiling at you. Thumbs up. In the document containment room, which has been trashed and stuff is missing and scattered everywhere. You know this room is full of memetic hazards.
Dr. Vandermeer, are you okay? Who
Yeah,
did this?
everything's great. Chaos Insurgency, 2 of them.
Do you know what they grabbed?
No.
It's a mess in here, right?
Yeah.
No, this was the whole reason that I tried to follow them. But, you know, it looks like they just got away with it this time. Gosh darn it.
Right, I need to bring you with me now. I'm gonna radio back and be like, looks like someone hit the whatever room with memetic hazards.
Did you find Crane, or
anomalous
did you find Vandermeer?
Yeah, I've got her with me right now.
Was she exposed to anything?
Doctor, were you exposed to anything?
Yeah, but I'm sure it's fine.
That's a big 10-4.
Initiate standard containment procedures and return Dr. Vandermeer to the safe zone. You get gassed in the face, Vandermeer, and zip-tied before you pass out.
I make the red shirt escort Dr. Vandermeer so my hands are free.
For your mug, obviously.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're going to jump forward about a week. And we're going to have a scene with CT and Special Agent Graves.
Oh, lovely.
Describe your character, Emmett. Like,
Okay.
if somebody wrote oh my god, this wonderful prodigy of science was kidnapped, what would it be like? What would your personnel file say?
So it would be like young, handsome, like he's 26, male. He's got an 80 charisma. And you know, farm boy to science miracle, you know, from Dutch country PA, family owned farm, does ag there. He's been doing breakthrough work in both the robotics and botany field, the local Reed University, known to have like a 10% acceptance rate. He's a dual candidate, you know, very well liked by many people, very smart, bright future. It's a real shame, a good old American boy.
And
About,
then
like,
give your
6'2".
stats. Yeah.
He's about like 6'2", like kind of muscular, but on like more of like a swimmers to lithe kind of build, not necessarily like a tanky kind of guy. There's like, you know, lots of pictures probably of him smiling. You know, you probably would have a hard time finding a picture of him not smiling in it. Well liked. No one's got like really that much of a bad thing to say about him. And yeah, just everyone's devastated, utterly devastated to see that Emmett DeBoer is missing.
Okay. That's the file you have. This is the person who disappeared 6 days ago into part of
That one forest.
yeah, we're gonna get the actual name of it.
Is that place where the people are?
It's 3560.
Yeah, the actual physical forest. It's one of the parks in Portland. Close enough.
Forest Park.
Forest Park, yes. The best name ever.
Forest
Forest Park. It's a part of the forest in Forest Park, or Portland, Oregon. This area has been closed off to the public for a long time because of a severe landslide and the extreme danger in hiking in that area, but this particular person was last seen entering the area because something weird happened in the last week, and the park rangers that usually keep civilians out have all disappeared. You had
You
a
who?
team. You, as in Graves, had a team
Okay.
of agents under you that you had scouring the area around the SCP because you don't know it's an SCP. You haven't made it
Yeah.
because move from the outside in. When you
Mhm.
ran across this guy spouting conspiracies about forests full of dimensional anomalies that never has any light and has robots in it, and you detained him for questioning. So you are sitting in the mobile field office with CT right now.
She just has a cup of coffee, looking across the table at you.
You didn't put sugar in that, did you?
Why? Are you gonna tell me that the sugar has like microchips in it?
No, it's a mind control drug.
Oh, okay.
You work for the government. They don't tell you those things.
Need to know basis.
So you just oh. So you're a small fish,
So,
or you're in on it.
do you mind if I call you CT, or do you want me to call you Mister?
CT is fine.
I sent you something in the side, Zach.
So, CT. Why exactly do you believe that there are anomalies and robots in Forest Park?
Look, I mean, the evidence is all there. If you look for it with your eyes and you think about it with your brain, there's all these weird tracks going around.
Weird tracks, okay.
They
What's your
have this
definition
fog
of weird tracks?
in a forest, tracks that are made by non-animals.
You know, there's like bicycles and off-road vehicles that exist, right?
Have you ever seen a off-road vehicle with treads this big?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, that's right. You work for the government. You see all the good stuff.
Yes.
But regular people don't get that.
Uh-huh.
They get normal vehicles. And then there's the fog that's always everywhere. The robots are using it to hide themselves. They're making the fog.
You do realize that we're in Oregon and there's always fog and it's constantly raining, right?
This is different fog.
Because it smells like cotton candy. Like, I don't.
No, it smells like Elmer's glue. Why would it smell like? Why would fog smell like cotton candy? Are you developing a cotton candy smelling fog?
Just for you. I'll put in the rec. Just for you. Elmer's glue. And you can see, like, she's just kind of like scribbling like random words on her notepad as you guys talk. Do you know anything about the guy that's missing?
I mean, it's the woods. There's things out there. People go missing all the time.
Mm-hmm. But
The
what
robots probably took them.
what would a guy like Emmett, what would the robots want with him?
I saw in the paper he's a handsome fella.
Are the robots looking for lovers?
I don't know what the robots are doing. They're probably trying to steal our brains.
Uh-huh. I mean,
That's why I wear this.
mhm.
Keeps them out.
You wear your skull bandana to keep out the robots. Is that because they'll take the bandana thinking it's your actual skull? Because there's a skull?
No,
On it?
they'll think I'm a skeleton and not a person.
I think you should add some more articles of clothing to that repertoire to really sell the skeleton part, sir.
That's a good idea. I should
Yeah.
go.
That's why I get paid
Where do you
big
get-
bucks.
Where do you get skeleton t-shirts?
Halloween store, sir. Would you like some coffee not with mind control sugar in it?
No. The caffeine makes me
More jittery?
loopy.
Uh-huh.
Brain doesn't quite function right when I'm with the caffeine. Get all,
At that point,
you know.
we're going to move the camera again to about 2 hours ago. It took 6 days to ensure that the facility was back into a controllable state, and all of the you don't have any SCPs that rampage around and break things, but it's full of memetic hazards. So it took days to make sure everything was recontained properly. So you finally figured out what the inventory is. They know what's missing, but they haven't told Crane or Vandermeer. Director knows. They have told you that in order to infiltrate the facility, a Chaos Insurgency took out all of the security personnel outside of the facility, including the ones keeping people out of SCP-3560.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh no.
As such, someone has wandered in. They need you to go interface with the local authorities that are in charge. What you do with the authorities is up to you. Bring them with you, treat them as D-class, treat them as E-class, tell them to get lost, tell them to get fucked, whatever. But you need to go in there, commandeer their stuff, apply amnestics if that's what you decide you want to do, take them with you if you don't, and then go in that forest and try to rescue that civilian, because the Foundation's had their eyes on that civilian for a while. So they tell Crane, Vandermeer, Smith, Griffin, and Crandor to get it done.
I would like to use bureaucracy to requisition a copy of 4560.
Okay. Roll it.
Okay, one moment, please. Great. That's a success.
Okay. Now, with the exception of you, because we were doing it for the comedy, 4560 does work only as written.
That's fine.
Only works on guys normally,
That's fine.
because it turns them into dude bros. But anyways, it's at that
What?
moment in the middle of Graves and CT's conversation, the door opens and Crane walks in.
I would assume that someone not my team walking into that door would not be what I expect.
That is correct, because you're in the middle of an interrogation, and you can hear your people trying to interfere, but there's other guys behind this guy that are blocking your people, and they're waving papers everywhere, and they're flashing weird badges you've never seen that kind of look like Homeland Security, but not really.
And who might you be?
I'm Agent Crane. I'm going to need all your files involving the disappearance in the forest right now, please.
Good fucking luck. He's my file. You can have him.
Crane, make an alertness roll.
All right.
Wow.
33 success.
Critical success.
You gave me sociopathy as a mental disorder.
Critical success. You immediately notice the neck tattoo.
Out of game, Aaron doesn't remember what that means.
You do know the SCP field codes for your character do not be taken alive has been carved into this woman's neck. And that's only the Foundation uses those field codes because they're cuneiform.
All right. Forgive me, Agent.
I'm Special Agent Graves.
Special Agent Graves. Allow me to ask more politely. May I see your files?
And
It's only him.
Your cell phone rings,
Yes.
Graves.
Excuse me. She picks it up.
It's your assistant director. Graves?
Yes, sir.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, but give those people whatever they're asking for.
Plan on it, sir.
Try not to be too much of a dick, even though I don't know who they are. Fucking bureaucracy. He hangs up on you.
He's a walking file. He knows everything to do with Forest Park and weird tracks and robots hiding in fog. Have at.
Great. Mr.
CT.
If you wouldn't mind coming.
If you
What's up?
haven't looked it up yet, as the player, you have full knowledge of 3560, you and Vandermeer.
Okay. I read it. I read it
Yeah.
the other day, so. I'm good. I know what it is.
Okay.
Mr. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
CT.
CT, if you could come with me, please.
Killian gets up as well with her cup of coffee.
Where am I going now?
With this lovely agent here.
Who you with?
The Bureau of Federal Parks.
The Bureau of Federal Parks.
She Graves like looks down at her coffee, looks back up like, the fuck? So you're telling me that the Bureau of Federal Parks wants all my files on a missing person?
That's correct.
Are you scared that this missing person is going to ruin your pristine establishment?
I'm afraid that's above my pay grade, man.
Sounds like it.
You both go to leave the room with Agent Crane, and two other people dressed like Agent Crane in the same outfit. Immediately, they have some kind of handheld PDA, and they push a button, and it's gonna be great for CT. Red light goes up and down you, like it's scanning you real quick.
Whoa. No. Wait, out of character. So since there isn't an actual Bureau of Federal Bureau of Parks.
Go wild,
Yeah.
CT. Go wild.
CT. Okay. First of all, you're making up. You're lying, ma'am. He's lying to you. There's no such thing as the Bureau of Federal Parks.
CT, don't you think as the Federal Bureau of Investigation agent, you don't think I don't know that?
CT, I'm gonna need you to do your worst nightmare. I'm gonna need you to send your full real name in a DM to Great Cthulhu. Full, real, legal birth name for your character.
Let me find him. Hold on.
Okay.
Where is Vandermeer in all this?
Probably in the hallway somewhere.
Taking notes.
Oh, okay.
And you can interact
Oh.
if you want to.
My file would be interesting for you guys, but anyway.
I'm sure.
Yeah, you get. I'll have to send you that in the side too.
Yes, you will.
Noted.
How many years ago, Savannah, did you put that down anywhere? Okay, I'll make it up.
We talked about it. Just make something up and send it to me later so I know what I'm talking about.
Second of all, what does it do with the park have a thing with the red laser? I did not consent to this. I want my
Sir,
lawyer.
Sir, we're part of a shadowy non-governmental organization whose sole duty it is to track down conspiracy theorists such as yourselves and subject you to inhumane experimentation from your worst nightmares. You've been recruited for a very important job. We're going to put you in our new machine called the Femur Breaker.
One of the other agents, Smith, looks at Ukraine, pulls out his amnestic aerosol, raises his eyebrow questioningly.
Yes, I'm nodding enthusiastically, and I pull out zip ties.
So,
CT, make an athletics check.
I called them specifically for you, CT. I don't know what you want.
Oh. What did I
Did we clear the rest of the office?
Yes.
Okay.
I hope so.
Failure.
Ooh. Fun stuff.
Say bye-bye to your short-term memory.
Are they trying to do anything to Graves or just CT?
Just CT at the moment,
Okay.
because
You know, Vandermeer just scared the shit out of him with her mumbo jumbo. Yeah.
you're gonna want to check that out, Crane, because
Did you just send Crane my stuff? No.
what'd you get on the athletics, CT?
81.
Is that a failure or a pass?
That is a fit. I mean, you said you couldn't go. I couldn't go over 80, so it has to be a failure.
You could spend luck. You get amnesticized. And you forget the last 5 minutes. You blink, you're very confused. Why are you not in the office anymore?
The fuck?
So, CT, these are my other compatriots, Agent Crane and gestures at other people. Whatever. You're gonna help us figure out where Mr. Emmett went.
The robots took him. I told you.
Yep, I know. You are going to use your very high perception of reality and help us figure that out.
Just tell us where the robots are, Mr.
CT.
CT.
They're in. They're. You go into the forest. You walk for the weird white fog that smells like Elmer's glue.
Not like cotton candy.
Not
Not
like
like-
cotton candy. No.
Not like cotton candy.
No, it doesn't look like cotton candy either because it's white and not pink. Blue.
Cotton
Have you had-
candy can be any color.
But it doesn't smell like cotton candy.
No.
Does not smell like cotton.
But I told him I would get fog specially engineered just for him that smells like cotton candy.
Vandermeer makes a big show of making a note on her notepad that says, "Does not smell like cotton candy," and underlining it aggressively several times.
Great. So, shall we? Special Agent Graves, I think it'd probably be best if you came with us.
I was going to anyway.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Welcome to
she
the Federal
goes-
Bureau of Parks.
Yes, that's exactly who we are, Dr. Vandermeer. And that's exactly who you should tell CT we are in the future.
Graves goes over to her locker, gets out her sidearm, straps up, and follows Agent Crane.
Okay.
So Crane, my agents and I have been all over this forest and have not seen hide nor hair of Mr. DeBoer.
DeBoer.
Crane, you
Bower,
of course
thank
know
you.
exactly where you're going.
So I'm assuming you have a little bit more insight.
Sir,
Indeed.
please. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go.
I was just gonna tell CT to take us to the cotton candy.
CT, you don't even know where to go either, but this Crane guy is like nodding and smiling at Graves, but is like beelining towards something, and the team is following him.
Where's she going?
We're going to retrieve the missing person.
Yeah, because apparently they're a lot more helpful than you are.
I mean, I'm not
You
a
walk-
park ranger. I don't know things shit about parks.
Well, you were certainly acting like it, running around here, getting past the.
Shoot, I'll be
Evidence
right
lines?
back.
Whatever they're called.
They
It's a simple plastic tape. Just
Yeah.
pick it up and go under it. It's not hard.
No, it's not. But logically, there's a do not cross line. You don't cross
Because
for
they're
your health
hiding
and
something.
safety.
No, it's because they're hiding something from you.
Look, everyone, I'm
hiding,
cosplaying.
I'm hiding the robots from you.
well done.
Thank you. I'm gonna take them off now.
This is how the conversation goes for a mile into the woods, until you all walk up on CT and Graves. Don't even notice at first because they're busy arguing. But Crane has stopped, along with his team, who have taken up some kind of squad position around him. And Vandermeer is probably taking pictures or notes, who knows. And you're standing in front of what looks like an ellipse made of white fog standing vertically on its end, just in the air.
She is menacingly fiddling with her shovel.
And there is a symbol on the tree to the left of the fog and the tree to the right of the fog.
Oh no. Wolf.
Carved into the tree with some kind of weird looking paint. I'll put it in round 2. In Saturday round 2.
Oh, boy.
Vandermeer looks to Crane actually. I don't, because Vandermeer probably wouldn't remember off the top of her head what that means.
Not anything good.
Also, this one. It's up to Crane if he tells anyone what those mean.
Aaron doesn't remember what they mean.
Alternate reality entered, and the other one is danger on the other side.
Okay.
Do you share or not?
I think the second will become obvious when Agent Crane starts going hot and loading his firearms.
And the rest of his team follows suit, the other 3 agents.
I'll turn to Graves and Vandermeer specifically. You're about to pass through a dimensional gateway into another realm. It's extremely dangerous.
Fucking mole people.
No,
No, you had it right the first time. It was.
it
the
is
robot.
robots.
So,
Robot mole people?
No, just, well, I mean, maybe there's a lot of variation in there.
Graves unholsters, turns off the safety.
Well, we stealthy approach best, but if it comes down to it, we might need to get into a firefight.
Agent, can I have my gun back then?
No, you cannot. Because I don't trust you not to shoot me in the back.
Does if I look CT over, does he look like he can handle himself in a fight?
He looks kind of scrawny and strung out. He doesn't take good care of himself health-wise. His legs are in amazing shape, but he's wearing pants, so you can't tell that.
Because he walks everywhere.
I'll pull out one of my sidearm and I'll point to like a tree maybe like 20 yards away, and I was like, if you can hit that center mass, I'll let you hang on to this.
Take it, sit back, raise it, bam. 48.
Congratulations, you've been drafted.
Just take it and tuck in the back of his pants.
So when he shoots off his ass cheek, is that medical bill going to be on you or me?
It's on us, ma'am.
Thank you.
One of the other agents mutters, "Yeah, that happens a lot."
Just shooting off ass cheeks.
You notice this field agent is different than the other field agents. He has a big red D tattooed on the side of his neck. It's really old and fading.
Interesting.
Sometimes you get promoted.
The NRA is behind it. They keep it all out of the news. So they don't let you know how many people shoot themselves by
In the
accident.
ass? Yeah.
No, it's usually in the groin.
I think that's for the best.
That's why you stick it in the back, because you have more flesh there in the butt.
Uh-huh. Okay. Crane.
This is gonna feel weird, and then Crane will step through.
Okay. Holding it out, but not like offensively. Graves will step through.
And the second Crane's on the other side. He's crouched and gun ready just in case.
What do you do?
Me?
Crane's mostly in charge of this.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for everyone to get through.
Okay.
Graves went right behind you.
Okay. CT?
I'm watching for the other agents to go through.
One of them's waiting for you.
In that case, once I get the impression that from that, he'll step through.
Vandermeer.
Vandermeer goes through with little fanfare.
And her trusty shovel.
Yes, and the shovel.
You step through into a monochrome forest. It's entirely black and light white. There's fog everywhere. You can't see more than 30 or 40 meters. However, everything has a weird, strange luminance to it. About as bright as old-fashioned Christmas lights, not the LED ones. It's like a gray luminance. You hear noises in the forest, and Crane is using military hand signs telling his people to shut the fuck up. And they're like taking positions behind stuff. And so is Vandermeer, because he knows this forest.
She.
She. Thank you.
What about you other two?
Crane's gonna since none of the hand signals were directed towards her, she's going to wait to see if Crane gives her directions. Otherwise, she's just going to use her best judgment and stay out of Crane's way, but slightly behind.
What about CT?
I'm checking to see if the portal is still there on this side.
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'll follow then.
If it doesn't look like the calls and hand signs register with the other two, I'll do this one.
Grave registers your hand
Okay.
signs.
Then that's for CT. So first thing I'm going to look to see if there's any signs of that are humanoid.
Krandar does the nobody move hand sign and points. Does the eye signal in a specific direction. You can hear something crashing through the trees, something heavy.
Can I roll survival to check for footprints that aren't ours?
You could, yes.
Success.
Regular, hard, or extreme?
Regular.
Yeah, but they're old. Just one set.
Can I point them out to Crane?
Yes.
Killian points out a set of old tracks to Crane.
I clock them, but then immediately move into cover.
The crashing noise doesn't get closer, it actually gets farther away, but when the other agent points to where it is, you can all just look and see. And out of the fog, when it hits the radius where you can actually see, is about a 6 meter tall robot. It's got steampunk clockwork gears on it, and in its left arm is some kind of gun. It's glowing, and its legs are comically oversized.
Killian shoots a look over at CT.
Told you it was robots.
I got it.
It stops, looks around, and keeps going because it's moving away from you.
Okay.
That's not the biggest.
Wonderful. What is their senses?
They can see, they can hear, they can speak. One other thing I forgot to mention before I came in here, they don't die. Any damage is temporary.
So these are useless.
No, you can put them down temporarily. They will get back up.
I don't think this is going to do much against that. She holsters her handgun.
And Vandermeer chuckles a little bit and she says, "People always think I'm crazy until the robots start getting back up."
Yeah. Would you like me to track Emmett, or is one of your guys proficient?
You can go ahead.
Okay. She'll low to the ground, trying to make the least amount of noise as possible. I can roll stealth if you would like. Starts following that old set of footprints.
Okay, Emmett. You wake up in the cave again. You've been hiding in here for 4 days ever since you found the anomaly and went through it. You came here because the plant life here is weird. It does not undergo cellular deterioration the same way things do on our world. It's kind of the opposite, actually. Burn the moss and it grows. Water the moss and it shrivels. It was fascinating until the giant robots.
And it was so very fascinating.
It was. You tried to walk up to one of them and interact with it, and that's why you only have 5 hit points left right now.
Ooh.
And are moving at half speed.
Yep. And since then, I've been in the cave.
Luckily, the one you tried to interact with had broken legs, because you have determined that every robot you've run into in this forest is somehow damaged or incomplete. It's weird. And so you've been hiding in this cave.
Yeah, so I've been hiding in this cave. I've actually, I brought my bags with me because I was looking to test flora. And I've got all like the setup with like sort of miniature lab equipments on the smaller side, like just travel setup. And since I'm stuck here, I've got a book and it's like pretty filled with notes about these plants because if I'm going to be stuck in here, I might as well research. I've got like a little Bunsen burner going with some coffee. Actually, no, it's not coffee, it's tea. It's tea. And I've got like an almost finished jug of kombucha that I'm lamenting at this point. And
it's a very important question. It's been 5 days. Have you consumed any of the plant life in this forest?
I'm getting close to having to need to. I think anytime I pack, I bring stuff because I know better. But I didn't pack as much as usual because I expected, knowing Forest Park, that there would be viable stuff, but I also didn't expect to stay out this long. But I've got some stuff. So, but it's dwindling, and I'm starting to have to consider that I might have to consume some of this.
Okay. Graves, stealth.
Critical success.
Okay. What was the number of your critical success?
33.
Oh, doubles. Okay. Good thing. Moving through the forest, you almost get caught. Because you didn't expect the flying robot. That looks like a cross between a drone and a pterodactyl. But yeah, you managed to have everyone hit the deck just in time.
Cool.
Almost got caught a second time because CT was like, I told you, it's goddamn robots when you thought there weren't any.
I'm getting real close to shoving my socks in CT's mouth. It's fine.
Ultimately, after several hours of travel, which is weird because the outside forest isn't that big, but whatever, I'm sure it's fine. You're coming up on a cave and you're pretty sure that's where the person's at because you can see the flickering light of the Bunsen burner.
You also definitely hear like someone humming.
And it smells like peppermint tea.
It smells like peppermint tea.
Not cotton candy.
Not cotton.
Not candy. Graves leans over to Agent Crane. There's the guy.
Great. I'll motion 2 of the agents to like flank the cave, and then I'll go to move in.
Oh, hi. And you see there's like a hammock sort of strung up between 2 different points of rocks. Like it's been like made very homey. Like he's like, would you like a cup of like peppermint tea?
This guy walking in looks like he's straight out of Call of Duty.
Oh, whoa.
His helmet even has like the 4 infrared things.
Oh, wow. That's like military stuff.
Indeed. We're here to retrieve you.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, no, that sounds really great, actually. I'm almost out of food. I was about to eat some of this moss.
I would definitely not recommend you eat anything here ever.
Wait, why?
It would be bad.
How so?
Doctor. He'll motion Phantom here to come here.
Eating any of the plant life in this forest causes the plant life to take root inside your stomach and begin growing through your internal organs and into your bloodstream.
Glad I packed almonds. And you just see he starts to like pack everything up, roll all of his stuff, but he's also like clearly taking samples and putting them away of like several different kinds of plants.
Sir, we don't have time for that.
No, this is my stuff. I'm just putting it together.
We don't have time for that.
This is a now thing.
No, like I've kept them off for a while. Besides, I mean, I'm not like.
I'm going to grab Emmett and
Okay.
just start dragging.
Are you going to resist, Emmett?
Yeah, I need my stuff.
All right.
This is my research. I got shanked for this.
Strength versus Dex. Strength for
Oh,
Crane,
God.
Dex for Emmett.
Do not have good decks.
I have a success.
Oh,
Normal success.
I have a really good success. My dex is a 55 and I got a 16.
Oof.
Ooh.
This research means a lot to me.
Yeah, that guy's real nimble. You still managed to grab him, but not before he actually collects his stuff and throws it in the backpack.
See, you just needed to give me a moment. And you could have had peppermint tea. So look, I have cotton candy to sweeten it. And he pulls out a little baggie of blue cotton candy. That's the best trick for sweetening tea is the cotton candy because the way the molecules are moved in the process of making the candy, it creates further disbursement.
That's how they
Logical as
control your
fuck.
mind with that sugar.
Jane will quietly ask one of the agents for the amnestic aerosol
The
for
agent looks at-
herself.
For herself.
The agent looks at you sideways and says, I don't know, last time I gave you my aerosol, you sprayed me.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, I'm ready to go. But could I actually get some help? I'm kind of, and he like puts a hand to his side where there's clearly like dried blood. As he seemed to get away from me, but he's pretty injured.
All right.
Graves steps up and she's just like, I'll carry your pack. She points at the doctor. She might be able to patch you up, but I'll carry your stuff.
Here, take one of these. You won't feel it.
I don't care about your research. I won't break it, and whatever.
Thank you. I really feel like I can trust you to do the right thing here. And he like hands you the bag.
She puts it up, tightens up the straps.
I like you. He's just sort of like, puts his hands in his pockets.
I will attempt to first aid the doctor, the soon-to-be doctor's
So soon to be
injuries.
doctor.
Roll it.
Ooh, that is a big old failure.
Ow, ow, ow.
I am offering an unspecified pill.
Agent Crane, aren't you
This-
trained in first aid?
Well, this is what happens. Crane says, let me see, and pulls up Emmett's shirt and goes, oh, God, and backs up.
What is that? Did you say someone else here was a doctor? Or actually, can I see that pill? And I want to look at the pill and see if I can recognize what it is, considering my pharmaceutical knowledge.
Nope.
No internet here for pill identifier. Roll it.
Okay, that's not bad. My pharmacy is a 30, and that's a 26.
CT, what is it?
It is not a proper pharmaceutical.
It is not a
This was clearly homemade.
No, thank you.
Fine, I'm probably gonna need this. Pops himself.
You I get, and he like looks at Graves. You I get, he looks at Crane. Who is this gentleman? And then points at CT.
He was wandering around the forest and impeding the investigation.
Hey, I was the one who told you about the fog. I was the one that told you about the robots.
Shh.
Actually, do you think there's a way we could bring a robot back? They're
No.
fascinating.
No.
No.
The other
Oh,
two agents
that's-
immediately also say no.
Graves looks at the other two agents, not Crane and Vandermeer. Help him walk, since nobody seems to be able to patch him up.
Yeah, he's like limping really badly.
And she
Griffin
kind of
looks at
side
Graves.
eyes Crane to see if he's going to counterdict her or not.
Griffin looks at Crane.
I'll nod, like, yeah.
Crane
We need to
shrugs, pulls out what looks like something from Star Trek, and just injects Emmett without asking with some kind of hypo. Emmett's pupils go wham! Emmett starts breathing real heavy. You feel fucking great, Emmett. You can march 20 miles right now. Let's fucking go.
It's
Not-
fucking.
No, there's no pain.
Not what I meant.
I feel like I can see every color on the light spectrum, which is not typical for males.
And you can taste the colors.
But like those robots, if you could get me to one of them,
No.
I could I could take it and I could really the wiring. I noticed some on a broken leg. I almost adapted one of the robots.
Killian like gets up real close to Emmett. Emmett, I'm gonna need you to be real quiet
I can do that for
and
you.
not talk and not get excited when there's a robot nearby. Can you do that? Okay. She looks over at CT. I'm gonna need you to quit saying I told you so. Okay? And she goes to start walking back towards where she assumes is the way back out.
Yeah, Crane's like, let's go.
Do you want survival and stealth again?
I want stealth from the person who's worst at it in the group.
Oh God,
God.
it's probably me.
Not me.
I have 10%.
I have 10%.
I have 10%.
Emmett, because Emmett is high as fuck.
Yeah, I'm also high as fuck. I think, oh God. He really intends to be stealthy. And this might actually work.
Roll doubles.
It would be, well, I rolled a 23.
Okay.
And I have a
luck.
10. I'm
You could
thinking
spend
about it.
luck.
I'm thinking I could spend luck because I have 60 luck. So it's only 13.
You all right there, Aaron?
Aaron lit things on fire. It's fine.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wait, oh, I missed the fire. Damn.
Oh no, it's still there. You
I'll spend the 13. I'll spend the 13 luck point to get that down to a 10.
I was lighting a candle.
Okay.
Love it. So I think Emmett starts
You
out
succeed.
he starts out where he's like walking in like a really kind of like and humming to himself because he's feeling so good. But then like he remembers that the really nice lady told him to be quiet, and he like steels himself despite how great he feels to be a little like calmer and stealthier, like when he's trying to collect certain samples and there's fauna around.
I now need that survival check. Hint, get a hard success.
Who is that? Who's rolling?
Graves, because Graves is in the lead apparently.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let some fucking stranger lead me around in the fucking forest. I don't care if it is a fucking extra dimensional forest. Ah! Nope.
You realize you go back the same way you came, the same amount of time, but you realize about halfway through it's not the same forest. Like it is, but everything has moved.
She pulls everyone underneath like some heavy like tree cover to spare us from the fucking flying robot. And she pulls Crane aside. When were you going to tell me that the forest moves?
You didn't actually know this, Crane. It's not in the report.
That knowledge is apparently above my pay grade. And then like Crane will kind of side eye the doctor.
You had no idea either, Vandermeer.
Okay.
You two have the same security clearance.
So Vandermeer has no idea, but she tries very hard to look as if she did know and didn't tell anyone.
Haven't you seen Alice? in
Roll
Wonderland?
charisma.
It's all fucking the same.
No.
thing,
Roll
same
power.
Damn thing.
Oh, roll power?
Poker face.
We went through the.
Perfect.
Through the
Then I
grass.
I
Nothing.
pass.
Yeah, you're convinced Vandermeer knew, Crane. What a dick. That lady.
Great.
You know, if you need help, I could I know the plants really well here, and I could direct with that. I've studied them since I've been here.
I'm curious to know how plants are going to lead us back.
Well, they communicate with each
entrance.
other, different pathways, so they'll know about anomalies within their own space, such as doorways. But also, I just remember which plants were like where to the doorway when I came in.
What the
I
fuck
know.
did they
I'm
give you that the
very
plants can talk to you?
sus. Emmett, I'll be right behind you.
Can I try botanical sciences? No.
Yes, you can.
Anomalous plants.
Roll
yeah.
it.
Because at this point, I'm like, I got
Nice. Ooh, that is a 33 out of 80.
Nice.
That's a critical.
Hard.
No, hard success. I can't math. Don't ask me to math.
Okay.
Okay. Takes
it's a
2
dog.
hours, but Emmett gets you out of the forest
Like
without
this.
any killer robots disemboweling anyone, except Emmett's already partially
Yeah.
disemboweled.
So if you can also recognize the patterns of their hummings, but that was like a whole different trajectory. But I could have done that too.
Killian is very impressed, actually,
He just like smiles at her.
because she
That drug
totally
that-
thought Emmett was talking some bullshit. Not gonna lie.
Did that drug they give you make you super hearing and smart and stuff?
Maybe.
I feel really
Yo,
good, but
stick me.
I've
Crane, what are the orders with regarding the cippies once we've extracted them?
They're coming
you
back
ask
with
this-
us.
Do you ask this before or after you exit the anomaly?
After.
So, you're asking that, we will say, oops, as you exit the forest. But you stop mid-sentence because as you pop out of the fog, there are 2 armored personnel carriers, several drones, and 2 full squads of what are clearly mobile task force agents. One of which... Hold on.
Killian immediately unclips her gun.
I think Emmett immediately goes behind Killian.
You get well, like it would be too late because Killian would immediately be grabbing you behind her.
Vandermeer actually drops the shovel, puts her hands in the air, and drops to her knees.
Is there a tree I could try to hide behind?
They're not leveling weapons at you, they're all just there.
Oh, okay, then Vandermeer does not do that.
But...
Exactly what I said I did.
All right.
I am absolutely trying to hide behind a tree here.
Do they usually mobilize this amount of people for a 5-day missing person?
But
No.
for
These aren't
Vandermeer,
my people.
Yes.
no, they are not. For Vandermeer and Crane, one task force has a full squad of 6. The other task force has 4 guys, but only one of them is geared out like mobile task force, and seems taller than they should be, and the gear looks extra heavy. And this is the logo that is on the patch on the arm, next to one of the 2 armored personnel carriers.
Oh God. Vandermeer drops the shovel, puts her hands in the air, and drops to her knees.
That one also isn't holding a gun; he's just standing there.
That's fine. Vandermeer does what she does. I said what I said.
Hiding behind a tree.
Graves has shoved Emmett behind her, has her gun unholstered, but not like pointing at anybody.
How tall is Graves?
5'8", 5'10".
I love it because he's like 6'2", and so he's like
It doesn't-
crouching to try and be like behind this 5'8" lady.
May I
So Agent
help
Cranes
you?
puts like his hands up but doesn't drop to knees and just starts yelling out like Agent Crane, Class C.
May
The,
I fucking help you?
The other, come back to me. The other squad, they all have the same symbol on them, which is this one. The guy that doesn't have any weapons and seems to be standing by himself just kind of looks you all up and down, turns towards the armored personnel carrier behind it, and says in a very strange-sounding robotic voice, "Clear." And the door opens, and a guy
Is
steps
that a
out.
robot?
Robotic
No,
voice.
it's a
but
cyborg.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is what Vandermeer says, yes.
Emmett, shut up.
And a guy steps
I
out
just imagine you popping your mouth behind me.
in the most expensive suit any of you have ever seen. Except he's wearing hiking boots. Perfectly coiffed hair, and even no matter how much you stare at this person's face, you can't quite get the details.
God.
It's like it shifts.
Vandermeer stands up again and looks at Crane first, and like her look is kind of like, do you want to take point on this?
Crane visibly relaxes once he hears clear.
Graves totally fucking asked, may I fucking help you, by the way.
I'll
the
approach.
person who you can't quite focus on the face kind of looks you up and down, looks at Crane, and says, "Action report, Agent." In the smoothest, silkiest, sexiest voice you've ever heard. Whatever that means to each character.
Target acquired, no engagement. And he'll kind of nod towards Special Agent Graves and specifically like neck, like.
Crane, I don't mean
like
to.
there's something.
I don't mean to overstep your authority here, but I think the mission's changed.
Graves like leans back to Emmett, like, do you know what they're talking about?
I have no idea. Do you?
No.
Also, does that person sound really sexy? Is that just me?
Emmett, it's the drugs talking.
I've never done drugs before.
You have now.
So to what do we owe a visit from the Overseer Council?
He looks at the two civilians pointedly. Thinks about
She
it
like
for a minute.
stares back at the not face.
Thinks about it for a minute. And then says, "I'm afraid that's classified, Dr. Vandermeer, but suffice to say, there's more going on than what it would appear to be at first glance."
Told you the mission's changed.
He gestures towards Mr. Red Right Hand, who pulls out a tablet and hands it to Vandermeer. It's a paused video recording.
Vandermeer will play it, and she'll actually hold it up so that Crane can see it as well.
It's picks up from the moment that you got smacked in the side of the head with the rifle.
Okay.
And it shows 3 hours of time wherein the Chaos Insurgent agents moved through the facility with whatever that SCP was and used it on the facility and affected everyone inside the facility, including
With
Crane.
4560?
No. That's
Oh,
what they
thank
used
God.
on you. That's not what they were there to steal.
Okay, great.
Whatever they were there to steal was some kind of device. Electronic device of some kind. One that you don't recognize, even though you have a pretty full inventory of the facility you work for. But they used it on the facility and it affected everyone inside. And you realize that you have 3 hours of lost time. They did something to all of you before they left. And it looks very much like they somehow managed to access the database. Because 64 is one of the premier Foundation facilities, one of the most highly regarded and safest facilities. Seems like they targeted this one intentionally, probably for some reason related to that, and were able to break into the Foundation database and download data for 3 hours while you all just stood around like zombies.
Nice.
He doesn't say anything. The O5.
Vandermeer just says, well, that's embarrassing. I'm not sure what it has to do with our missing persons case here.
We reviewed the files, and everyone else in the facility who was affected has been rendered inoperative. Only those of you here, and he's referring also to Smith, Griffin, and Crandor, and Vandermeer and Crane, were resistant to the effects and will not suffer any long-term side effects of the anomaly. We're going to need you to clean. You're going to need you to clean up your facility's mess.
So this doesn't sound like it involves us. I've been in the woods for 5 days and I'd really like a shower. Can I go home?
He's bleeding out.
Absolutely, Dr. Emmett, but first one thing. Could you take a look at this for me? And he hands you a different tablet.
I look at the one person I trust here, which is S.A. Graves. Should I look at it?
Does it look like a normal tablet?
Yep. Looks like a Samsung, newest model.
Nice.
It's got a symbol on. It's like got a screensaver logo, which is a circle with 3 arrows pointing towards the middle with some kind of weird hexagon.
Doesn't look like anything that's gonna hurt you.
Okay, cool. Also, I'm not a doctor yet. Just
Are you
I don't
sure?
want to get. Yeah. I haven't
take
finished
the
my
tablet?
program, and then he takes tablet and he presses it.
Are you still glancing at it at the same time, Graves?
Nope, she looks away. She's like, this isn't my stuff. So
Okay. Emmett says, yeah, I'm pretty sure no, I'm definitely a doctor. Why would I say I'm not? Something happens. Graves and CT don't recognize anything happened, but suddenly Emmett is standing next to Crane wearing the same uniform, only it looks more like a researcher like Vandermeer.
Am I like older or?
No. I'll explain at the end, but no, you've been working for the Foundation for the last 5 years since you finished your doctorate early. You've always worked at this
really
facility.
didn't want to be a doctor, so I'm glad I didn't look at the tablet.
Wow, I finished.
You're
my
also not
doctorate at
injured
20.
anymore, or tired,
Oh, or tired. Wow, I finished my doctorate at
Or
20.
drugged.
or
Or
drugged.
drugged.
Does he still trust S.A. Graves?
You know, yeah. You don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I feel implicitly like I trust you. Also, why are you holding my bag?
No, actually, the only thing that's changed in the eyes of Graves and Emmett is that you were investigating the anomaly and had to be rescued. Like, you weren't a random civilian who went hunting for weird botany. Suddenly, you were a Foundation agent tasked with investigating the anomaly and got lost.
Okay.
So the
Oh,
scenario still played out the same, but suddenly you looked at that symbol, and now you're a loyal Foundation agent.
does Vandermeer notice
You
this
know
change?
exactly what that is, yes.
Great. Okay.
Graves, once Emmett like asks about his bag, like loosens it and takes it off and
Thank you. Yeah, that has valuable research material for the Foundation. And I take it and I put the bag back on.
Vandermeer turns to 05. I forget which one this is. I think
This is 8.
Oh, okay.
5-08.
Okay. She turns to 8 and she says, "Can we treat the Parawatch guy with this?"
We definitely need Graves.
what?
Well,
Need me
yes.
for what?
Has once again proved her value, just like last time. If you really want that one on your team, I don't care.
He amuses me.
I have a job.
Yes, you do.
Indeed.
You do.
I'm good.
You do,
Sir.
and he just barely moves his head towards Mr. Red Right Hand guy, who is suddenly in front of you, spraying you in the face faster than you could blink. And you remember everything.
Oh no.
Vandermeer goes over to behind the tree where CT is hiding.
Okay.
And she says, I've already explained this once before, but we've had to erase your memory. You didn't have a great reaction. Let's hope this goes a little better. We're part of a
Appreciate that stealth roll.
We're part of a shadowy organization dedicated to suppressing all knowledge of the supernatural. We have a way of anomalously recruiting you so that you've always been a member of our organization. It'll change the timeline and completely override your past. Would you like me to do that, or would you like to keep your free will?
Free will.
Free will
Okay.
or know all the secrets.
Right.
Crane just lights a cigarette and sits back now.
And like Emmett just tuts at you and like reaches out for the cigarette and he's like, "You can't smoke that in the forest. It's a fire hazard." Takes it from you.
CT
Only you
takes
can
out a
prevent
cigarette.
Vandermeer pulls out, may God forgive me for this, a jewel pod. God, she vapes.
Yeah, she does.
Isn't that grounds for termination in the Foundation?
I have a question. I have an
Should
important
be.
question. Is it cotton candy vape?
Oh, of course.
Yes. There's my cotton candy fog. Anyway, is the red hand guy still in front of me with that thing?
Yes.
Okay, so once her memory comes back, her flight or fight instinct kicks in real fucking hard.
Mhm.
How dead am I gonna be if I rolled unarmed combat against this guy?
Roll and find out. Fuck around and find out.
I'm gonna fuck around and find out.
She's attacking the red right hand, Hugo.
Success.
That's
Regular success.
Do you
that's
punch or
fine.
kick and where?
I'm gonna.
She grabs the wrist of the hand that's in front of her with the aerosol can, and goes to twist it away from her.
It
She
does
knows
not
it's too
turn
late.
at all.
Killian is fucking around. I'm gonna let her find out.
It's like trying to turn a tree trunk.
I think Emmett will take several steps closer and be like, S.A. Graves, I don't think attacking our superior is a good idea right now.
He's not your
It seems you're under duress. No, yeah, I've worked for the Foundation for 5 years.
That's not what I was saying. I'm not attacking the other guy. I'm attacking the one guy. I don't know why. It's fine.
Red right hand guy says in robo voice, "I apologize, Miss Graves, but it is necessary." Puts the aerosol away. Just like pulls out of your hand like you weren't holding it.
Oh wait, you're a robot. Have I had a chance to interact with you? I don't recall.
You have never interacted with the red right hand, no.
Can I look at your systems? And he like starts getting like close and is like looking for a panel of some sort.
So that was one of the robots?
No, this is one of our robots. Look, you've
You
got
have
30.
robots?
Look, you've got 30 seconds to decide whether you want to keep your soul or sell it to the Foundation before I get bored and make the decision for you.
Oh no, I sold my soul 13 years ago. I don't own that. I can't sell it to Foundation. It's not my property.
Great. All right, you've been recruited anyway.
You stick it in his face?
No, I'm not sticking it in his face, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. She's gonna go up to 058 and say, "Yeah, he's on my team. He has decided to cooperate."
What do you do with the information, Graves, when they're essentially asking you to work for them? Now that you remember 323.
I politely tell them no. I have a job already, thank you.
You should really work with us, though, Ms. Graves. You were instrumental in my rescue, and it would be really good for us to have someone like you on our team.
I know, because I'm really good at my job. Emmett.
Yeah, you're a delight. He just smiles at her.
Would you like
I
your
take-
team back?
My... Excuse me?
I can make that happen. This is 08 talking.
Unlike, apparently, the rest of you, I don't like to fuck around with life and death and realities. Thank you, sir.
Are you sure? You just attacked a member of the Red Right Hand.
And I guess that would mean something if I gave a damn.
And you tangled with 323.
I did.
Do you think your FBI task force could handle 323?
My squadron couldn't handle 323.
We can.
It wouldn't have been out in the first place if you could handle it.
Oof.
It's actually not true, and it's not true, and you'd remember that now. They're the ones who came in and contained it. That was the first time it ever made its appearance.
But I liked my quip. Why do you gotta take that shit away from me?
You still have the quip. You just doesn't do anything. It's not. They came from SCP.
So I think Emmett's going to take another couple steps closer to Graves and hold out a hand. I'd really like you, and like looking at you very intently. I'd really, really like you here. I can't tell you why, but he'll like lean in sort of conspiratorially. I trust you much more than I trust my Foundation team members who have worked with
Couldn't
for 5
imagine
years.
why.
And I think you should work with us. I don't know how we feel about sort of as a group with like charm, persuade, or manipulation rolls against other people, or
That's between the two players.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Like, but I'm gonna need a counter roll because she's
Oh,
not
yeah.
having any of it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
I'm
fine with it.
I'm happy to roll persuade if you want to handle it that way, or we can just keep talking. I feel like this might be a situation where talking might not get anywhere.
Well, yeah, because she's gonna be like, thank you so much, Dr. Emmett. I really hope you have a fun time with your team. But I have a job, and
Graves,
my
how about
team
this?
knows that the only way that I wouldn't return for my job is if I'm dead. So since I'm not those things, I'm gonna leave now. Thank you so much.
Graves, how about this? Do you like your job?
I like my job very much.
What makes you think that the Foundation is going to let you do your job now that you're a person of interest? If you like your job and want to continue doing it, your best bet is to take a 2-week vacation from your job, help the Foundation, and go back once we've figured out whatever the hell's going on.
We both know that I wouldn't be returning in 2 weeks.
He just offered to bring back your squad. Sounds like 2 weeks, 2 years, 2,000 years is just funny money at the level we're dealing with.
And like I said, I don't fuck around with time.
Well, the Foundation sure does. So I hope you find a way around that in that case.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Jane, I don't like threatening people. That feels really crass.
She holsters back her gun and like clips it. And goes to move around the fucking mobile task force.
They don't let you out.
Yeah, I know.
My name is Dr. Vandermeer.
That's Dr. Vandermeer. Right, I knew that, Dr. Vandermeer. Sorry.
And I'm not threatening anyone, I'm just explaining politely what would happen.
Since she gets like cut off, she like looks back over at the guy with not a face. Can I just go, sir?
He's having a side conversation with the red right-hand person who's suddenly next to him again.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like he's the one telling them not to let you out. They're actually all looking at Emmett, who was going to try to do a dice roll of some kind.
Yeah, I guess I'll try the persuade. If we want to do that.
You would resist with power.
Hell yeah, that's a 3 out of 70.
Well then.
That's a crit.
Yeah, that is a crit. You are not
It shines gold when you have 2
wrong.
hands.
I just have a regular success.
And he's just pleading at you with big blue eyes, like.
Still up to Graves how Graves deals with that.
We could really use you with S.A. Graves. I could use you. I don't know why, but I just know it.
She like looks over at Dr. Vandermeer and like looks at her, points at Emmett. She's like, that's why I don't fuck around with time, because he can't even remember why he trusts me.
He, much like yourself, didn't have a choice.
He could have not looked at that. Well, I told him he could look at that.
And you see like that exact, like you told him to look at it, like flash on Vandermeer's face. Like, yeah.
I get it. Point made. Thank you.
You're welcome. If you like your job so much, there's only one way for you to get back to it.
Fine. And she goes and stands next to Emmett.
I think Emmett like smiles, and like he very much telegraphs that he wants to put his arm around her shoulders, but will not do it if she is not comfortable with it.
You very much don't fucking touch me right now.
Yeah, so like it's like his arm goes for it, and then he stops, and he just gives this very big, very warm smile, and is like, "Graves, we're gonna do great things. I just know it. The two of us, we've got this."
Yeah.
CT is watching this and eating the almonds out of Emmett's bag.
And what are you gonna do, CT?
I'm going in. I mean, I
Free will.
like, yeah, fuck it.
Then that's how the session ends. You all pile into the other armored personnel carrier.
Before anything, Vandermeer will request access to her anti-memetics lab before we get started.
Well, there's a problem. Site 64 is currently being decommissioned.
What did you do with my stuff?
Hopefully it's being reassigned to the new facility you're going to be working out of.
Vandermeer grips her shovel incredibly tightly, and anyone with a lick of charisma can tell that she's doing the math as to whether or not to bash 058's brains in.
Crane's eyeing Vandermeer and doing the math as well. Like, how likely is this going to happen?
Oh, wait.
That would end poorly for you.
08 is unconcerned. There's a red right hand here. You're all outnumbered.
Vandermeer, chill.
I will say, Emmett was looking for the control panel on the red right hand. Did he spot that?
No, because he's not a robot.
Oh, okay.
It's not a robot.
Cyborg. Oh, it's not a robot. Yeah, cyborg.
Well, that's what Vandermeer said. This is more of a thaumaturgical construct.
It's complex. It's a Power Ranger.
That is essentially correct, yes. But that is where we pause for the session, as you all, willingly or reluctantly, decide to join the Foundation for now.
My lab. No.
My 5 years of my life.
I'm sorry. By
That.
the way,
Oof, yeah.
Killian will never say I'm sorry, but Savannah will.
My van that I park at McDonald's so I can use their Wi-Fi.
No, you still have that.
You still have that. You definitely can get that back.
We didn't overwrite you.
Or me.
Yeah. Oh, God. Okay, yeah. We'll have to talk, Tyler. I don't know if my bonds are the same anymore.
So, that particular SCP uses the path of least resistance to have you naturally join the Foundation of your own free will. That's how it works. So yes, your bonds could have stayed the same. The only thing it does is make it so that this is what you always wanted.
Maybe I should have looked at that fucking tablet. Anyway, go on.
They weren't going to do
Always
that
look
to
at
you.
the tablet.
They weren't going to do that to you. To you, they were going to have your bosses reassign you to them.
They could have just done that. She would have accepted that. But no, instead I got fucking Puppy Eyes McGee over here.
That wasn't 08. That was the other players. 08 was going to let you go.
I trust you so much.
That's the problem. You shouldn't trust me.
But I just do. I feel so comfortable with it.
How does
It'll bite you in the ass later. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm sure.
What, Hugo?
How does experience work in this game?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
for every skill that you successfully rolled, put a check next to it. Only once. And then every time we reach a cap, like where there's a change in chapters or major events, we can you get to add points. You roll a d10 to add that many points to the skill. Every few sessions that'll happen.
Do we also do the one that it fails? That it says
No.
on the sheet?
Nope, just successes.
I gotta go back and see what I succeeded in.
That's what I'm looking at. Alertness, apparently.
Yeah, I succeeded in alertness. Brilliant. Thank you, Luck.
And I can't check strength, so.
Yeah, it's only skills.
Yeah.
When there's downtime between stuff, which there's going to be before next session, then that's when you can raise the attributes.
Cool. Armed combat, stealth, and survival.
Yeah.
And that, dear
Persuade.
audience, is all the time we have for this week. So while they check their skills off, we're going to go around one more time and have them all tell you two things. One, who they are and what they're going to be doing between now and next Saturday. And two, who they're voting for this session as their favorite person. That particular vote, you'll find out what that does when it matters, because it doesn't yet. It's specific to the SCP game. I'm saving that surprise for when you get fucked.
Ooh.
Reverse order, beginning with Savannah.
Hi. I was Special Agent Killian Graves. No longer Special Agent, still Killian Graves. But IRL, you can find me online at Miss Emo Fox. You can find me tomorrow morning on my own Twitch channel with my lovely, lovely cottagecore wife, Oh Hello Mare, playing Stardew Valley. In the evening, you can find me back on Vorpal Tales playing Cult. And Monday, you can find me in the evenings on Vorpal Tales playing Mythos World. My vote goes to K! Because those fucking puppy dog eyes bullshit. Momo Jumbo. It's ridiculous.
Who's next?
Oh yes,
Whoever
reverse order that
Tyler-
no one has memorized except me.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hugo.
Yep, that's you, Hugo. And then
Okay,
Zach.
I am Hugo, better known online as Sevatar. You can find me online pretty much anywhere at Sevatar____. Today I played Dr. Jinxiang Vandermeer, who is a stone cold bitch. Is what I wrote on her character sheet.
I have that too.
Oh nice.
No, well, for Garnet. For Cult, I have Stone Cold Bitch.
Oh, okay.
This
no,
one's slightly less Stone Cold Bitch.
I put Stone Cold Bitch under the distinguishing features for power, and then Actual Bitch under distinguishing features for charisma.
Wow.
By the way, she killed that D class. Is what
Yeah.
happened. She just straight up murdered that guy for talking back to her. You can find me this following week nowhere because I'm going to be traveling for work. It's a very last minute thing, and I have to hit up all of my GMs and let them know that I can't make games next week. But after that, you'll see me in plenty of games. Don't you worry. I've spent enough time talking. Goodbye, everyone.
Did you vote?
Oh, no, I didn't. I also vote for Savannah because I had a lot of fun struggling to convince her to take the job and just watching this interpersonal drama play out.
It's lovely.
Zach.
I am Zach Rules on the Bird app. It's written down here. My name is Zachary Naldra, he, him. I write community content. I post it on Twitter. There's links. I've got something out called Unforgiven, or it's called Forsaken Pass. It's was released yesterday. It is already a copper seller on drive-through. So or Storyteller's Vault. So if you want to go pick it up, yeah, thanks. I don't actually know when the next time, because I don't know when the Gemhammer game airs. So you can check out Gemhammer Gaming at Twitter, and they'll probably announce that. Vorpal Tales is going up against some people. I don't know who they're called. Chronicles of Fae. We probably smoked them. But you'll have to watch and find out.
That's what I heard. Agent
Here's
Crane.
your vote.
Oh yeah, vote.
I'm gonna vote for Agent Crane.
Oh. Yes, I would play Agent Liam Crane. I am Aaron, also known as Great Cthulhu, everywhere on the interwebs, whether it's the Bird app, Instagram, or Twitch. You can find me next tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Pacific on Vorpal Tales. I'll be playing Fiasco. We will be doing a lovely suburban Halloween Fiasco. It should be a ton of fun. And then Monday, I will be back here again at, I think, 9 p.m. Pacific? That sounds right. For Mythos World. And then Thursday, you can find me over at Onyx Path for the second to last episode of the Change in the Dreaming Gammon. And I will vote for.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I will vote for Kay. For the drugged up Kay was delightful, as was the puppy dog eye Kay.
Yeah, I'm Kay, and today I played the now Doctor Emmett DeBoer, a sweet botanist, roboticist who has no idea what he's gotten into, but puts heavy faith in the one woman who seems to have his best interest at heart.
Oh boy.
We'll see how that goes from here on. Probably not well.
Honestly, Killian is very honorable and takes the extreme of death before dishonor. So you probably did put your trust in the best person.
With my options, yeah.
With your given options of those two psychos and the conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, he's excited for Cotton Candy Mist to come and to see where this adventure now takes him and how his life has changed from what he thought it was. We will find out how that goes. And I think my vote is going to go to Hugo because I love what a stone cold bitch Dr. Vandermeer was, who just capped and like gave hard facts and was like, you know, when Emmett was trying to do the nice way, it was just like, you literally actually have no choice, which I loved.
Aw, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, excellent being excellent to each other as usual. And we will catch you again next week, audience. Or tomorrow if you want to come watch Fiasco and Cult, which you totally should.
Totally should. If you want to see another stone cold bitch, you should totally watch Cult.
Getting shot in the face.
Yeah, I get shot in the face. That's how we open the show.
Until then, good night.
Good night.
The site is experiencing multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated. The site is experiencing multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated. Broadcasting station at once, please. Oh god, what is that? What is that? The site is experiencing multiple Keter and Euclid level containment breaches. Full site lockdown initiated.